All right, Assalamu alaikum. Good evening, the East Coast. And good morning in Australia. And good morning as well in South Sudan. Concerned Citizen of South Sudan is going live today. This is a special episode, actually, you know. We are not going to do like 4 hours as usual. We might do 1 hour or 1 hour and a half. And then we move on. So, one of the reasons that I decided to go live today, like I said, usually we do this every Friday. And it's because of the two topics that I have put up there. This topic that I have is Awedakut, next rebel. That's one issue that we wanted to discuss together. And also, friend indeed is friend in need. These are the two segments of the title that we wanted to discuss together tonight. And I wanted to also give you some highlight about the controversial statement that Minister of Formation, Mayol, have made today. And these are a combination of things that encouraged me to go live because we have to set a record, you know, clear to the people of South Sudan. This is our job. We have to speak up. If there is any error, is anything going wrong, we have to come forward and speak. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to set a little bit of the rules tonight. If you wanted to come live to make some remarks or to have your perspective being heard, I suggest that I'm going to give only 7 minutes because we are doing professional, and if we are handling things professionally, and then we should respect the time because we have been lately, you know, doing it just without, you know, looking into account of the time. So we will be giving 7 minutes, and then if 7 minutes is over, and then you have to give opportunity for others because it would not be fair. Yesterday I was sitting and just do some calculation because when we do like a 4 hours episode every Friday, actually I figured out if we give somebody 7 minutes, it will give us like almost 27 people, you know, 27 people will speak on the video, but the average that we have every time on the video is around, 8 to 12. But it would be good to encourage, to increase it by just making time, perfect, and everybody has to obey by the time, because we are professional. And if we are professional, we have to handle ourselves professionally, And I hope everybody, will follow the prompt. And we need also people to be respectful, when they are making comment. Because lately, I have seen in many, video that some come live and sometimes they don't know how to address. If they have disagreement with somebody, they will jump to conclusion with insults. Actually, that's not acceptable. This forum that we have, Concerned Citizen of South Sudan, is a forum for all South Sudanese. Whether you are with the government or opposition or any other alliances, you are most welcome with your perspective, but do not insult others. We welcome everybody on our show as usual. So, أهلا وسهلا مرة أخرى زي ما أنا قلت إنه going live today لأن في topic هنا ندير نتكلم عنه. أنا قلت هنا هل أويناكوت هل هو المتمرد السابق هو المتمرد الجاي next is Awerakot is going to be the next rebel, and there is a reason that I came up with that question. There is a reason, because you have been hearing lately there are a lot of turmoil, a lot of disagreement between Awerakot and President Kiir. And most of you have already heard, about the controversial statement that he has made. Some people, they might see this as controversial, but I don't see it as controversial, because that, having said that, this is what's going on. So I want to make you aware that when I could have already said actually to the people of Lake State that it is necessarily for them to go home. It is necessarily for them to go to Lake State and go and cultivate, because this government is no longer functioning. So he already made it to Agar people, it's a time for you just to go home. You don't need to waste your time. You don't need to stay here. So, and that's why I'm saying that we're going to continue doing this tonight. نتكلم عن الموضوع بتاع ويراكوت, and also we will talk about friend indeed is friend in need. But let me go ahead نتكلمكم عن الموضوع بتاع مايكل ماكويل. يا جماعة زي ما أنا قلت لكم في تايتل إنه friend indeed is friend in need. Of course كل زول في الدنيا ده عنده friend, والفريند دايما بيجيك في وقت الشدة لما يكون عندك مواضيع صعبة جدا. الفريند هو اللي بيجيب معك في كل حاجة, في مرض, في ولو في صعاب. الفريند ممكن تضرب له تلفون بالليل, اوكي, والزول اللي بيرفع تلفون بالليل, this is the real friend. لما يحصل لك مصيبة الفريند بيكون معك, اوكي. هل الفريند لما نجيب معك وانت بعد شوية الوضع بتاعك بيكون كويس, هل هتنسى الفريند؟ انت لو نسيت الفريند بمعنى انت انسان اساسا ما عندك ضمير, وانسان اساسا انت مصلجي, انت كنت بس بتعمل من اجل مصلحتك, لكن طالما انت حققت مصلحتك انت ما بتكون شنو, ما بتكون فاضي. The reason انا جبت الكلام ده ليه؟ لانه we have been here late, اوكي. حكومتنا في جنوب السودان بيقول يا اخي الولايات المتحده الامريكيه ديل دائما بينظروا لمصالح شخصيه, هم بينظروا لمصلحتهم الشخصيه. لكن هل فعلا الولايات المتحده الامريكيه بينظر لمصلحتها الشخصيه في جنوب السودان, ولا في مواضيع مثلا اللي خلاهم مثلا to act this way, اوكي. نحن عندنا فريند كثيره, اوكي. عندنا نرويج, ناس UK ويوروبيان يونيون and الولايات المتحده الامريكيه في ايام بتاع الاستراجل, especially في 90s, اوكي. في 90s الناس دي الدول دي وقفت معانا وقفت رجل واحد, لانه هم عارفين ان شعب جنوب السودان عانى كثيرا وكان في صعاب هم كانوا عايشين فيه, فلا بد انه مثلا يجيبوا معاهم. سو الفريندشيب مثلا يتبنى على فريندشيب بتاع يونايتد ستيت. انتوا قاعدين تسمعوني يا جماعه؟ I hope you guys are hearing me. قاعدين تسمعوني؟ If you guys are hearing me, maybe I want to see thumb up. So do you guys hear me? صوت بتاعي جاي واضح ولا is there any problem? Okay, so I can tell now people are hearing me. فزي ما أنا قلت لكم الدول دي كلها كانت فرنتا جنوب السودان. نحن دايما زي ما أنا قلت قبل we need to set a record straight. في ناس في الحكومة بتقول إنه الولايات المتحدة أصلا هي صاحب المصلحة, وهم أساسا ما وقفوا مع الجنوبيين. أنا شخصيا أنا عارف الولايات المتحدة الأمريكية وقفت معانا لحد ما شنو نلنا استغلال, لحد ما نحن أخذنا شنو independent. نعم هم مسكوا في النقطة دي, مثلا الولايات المتحدة دائما بيقول شنو American first, في كل حاجة بيقولوا American interest first, لكن هل interest بتاع United States of America في جنوب السودان interest بتاعهم شنو؟ هل interest بتاعهم انه يمشي يشيلوا مال؟ هل interest بتاعهم يمشي يشيلوا موارد؟ interest بتاعهم شنو؟ ناس كثيرين ما فاهمين النقطة دي. هل interest بتاع United States interest بتاع United States اللي هو بيتكلم في القرن الافريقي اللي هو في مناطق شرق افريقيا دي ما interest بتاع مال يا جماعة. الامن ده interest also، لانه مثلا to keep your people safe or to keep يعني عشان تقدر تحافظ على سلامة العالم وتحافظ على الامن في المنطقة ده interest. اوكي that's interest. وده الانترست الكبير مثلا الولايات المتحدة الامريكية بتعمل من اجلها في المناطق بتاعنا شنو بتاع شرق افريقيا. انتوا لو ملاحظين كان في حركة شباب في صوماليا في وبقى اسا حركة شباب في صوماليا اتقلت، ما بقى زي زمان، ما كان بمستوى اللي كان موجود زمان. لانه ليه؟ استخدموا اليات، استخدموا القوات الافريقيه، واستخدموا الدرون، واستخدموا حاجات كثيره، قدروا شنو يقدروا يقدروا بحركه الشباب في المنطقه دي. حاجه ثانيه كان في حركه دي، في حركه بتاعت بوكو حرام. وبوكو حرام حتى الان نيجيريا بيعاني شنو من عمليات بتاعت شنو بتاع بوكو حرام، وانتوا شايفينه مش نيجيريا اونلي، حتى دوله كاميرون بيعاني من حركه بوكو حرام. فبالتالي الولايات المتحده راى انه مثلا في المنطقه دي لابد مثلا من تركيز تركيز في المناطق بتاعنا دي بتاع شرق افريقيا دي عشان تكون امن، لانه لو ما خلاها يكون امن العناصر الارهابيه دي هتستخدمها، ولو استخدمتها خلاص ده بيكون تهديد للامن الامريكي، وده تهديد للامن الدولي تو. فالناس فاهمين عندهم مفهوم ضيق، هم بس افتكروا انه مثلا الولايات المتحده اصلا هو انترست بتاعهم فيرست بمعنى جايين لمواردنا وجايين لحاجات ثانيه. لا this is not the interest of the United States. The interest of the United States in the region is the security actually. It's the security. They want to be able to get rid of all these terrorist organization القاعدين في المنطقه دي. عشان كده بنوا اكبر سفاره في افريقيا هي في السودان. انت لو مشيت اكبر سفاره بتاع الولايات المتحده الان هي في السودان، موجوده في الخرطوم. اوكي، ناس كثيرين ما عارفين الكلام ده. alright so خلاني نتكلم عن النقطه دي، لانه في برنامج الليله برنامج بتاع فايلز اللي هو بيقدمه مجاك بلبك في SSBC. هو استضاف السيد ماكويل المعروف بcontradiction وقت ماكويل on that program actually he made a very controversial statement citing that مثلا United States actually they have been working tirelessly to do a regime change in South Sudan. Okay, that's a very controversial statement. لأنه أساسا الولايات المتحدة ما كان من نيتها على إنه مثلا to work for regime change in South Sudan. Okay, that's not their ideology actually. United States of America actually knew that إن الجنوبيين suffer, and because we suffer بقى في I would call it natural friendship. لأنه مثلا في زول تاني لما نشوف حتى الحيوان، انت لما تشوف حيوان مثلا عمل له ابيوز وحيوان مطرود من بيت، انت دائما بتتعاطف، الانسان بيتعاطف مع الحيوان. اوكي، لدرجه انه مثلا هل الانسان حتى الانسان لو انسان تعبان انت بتتعاطف معه. فالولايات المتحده الصداقه بتاعهم مع الشعب بتاع جنوب السودان هي صداقه طبيعيه. اوكي، هي صداقه طبيعيه. فالشعب نظروا انه مثلا شعب جنوب السودان كان بيعاني، كان فيه تعب، عشان كده مثلا قدروا يعاطفوا على شعب جنوب السودان. And if you recall, Sudan Lifeline, when they bridge that between Nairobi and Khartoum, and then they start dropping, the food around South Sudan, so the refugees, the displaced people can have food, and they can have, and even though the SPLM soldiers, so they can have food as well. Kalam de fi 90s, as the leaders of South Sudan, they have forgot about this. They have forgot about this. Not only that, under administration of President George Bush, they keep a lot of pressure, on al-Bashir regime until, we were able to sign comprehensive peace agreement. Of course, we have to be honest here. We did not gain independence with using the military power. It did not happen. It did happen through a negotiation table. It did happen through a pressure from international community. Yes, we fought for that, but العالم وقف معانا ونحن قدرنا نصل لنتيجة إنه في اتفاقية سلام الشامل led at the end of the day to comprehensive to a referendum that we become an independent nation. Okay, ده النقاط أنا عايز أوضحها للناس ثانيين، لأن a lot of people they are not aware of this. لأنه بيجي بس بيقول والله أمريكا ده he want to take our oil, he want to take our this, America doesn't need your oil. America doesn't need our oil. What the United States need, they need security in the region. Okay, because they refugee terrorists to settle in this area, and then they will cause more destruction. Okay, enough what happened in the Middle East. So that's why they keep eye on this area. So the idea is that America was working tirelessly, to get rid of this regime. No. United States actually wanted to help us when we get independent, want to build institutions, want to train our army, okay? Want to build financial institutions. They want to build our police. They want to do all these things. They want to do it. It's not just stable. They want us to be stable. And then after that, if there's some American wanted to do business, American always do business in private sector. ما حكومة يابا يجي بيعمل شنو بيعمل business معك. لكن التجارة هم اللي بيجي بيعمل business. Okay. لكن الحاجة اللي بيهمهم في الأول كان يكون في secure المنطقة دي. Okay. Now, another Jongkor in the United States of America did not do anything. وده سبب اللي خلاني قبل نتكلم عن فرين. يا جماعة زول لو عمل لك حاجة you have to acknowledge. You have to acknowledge. زول لو عمل لك حاجة كويس you have to acknowledge. زول لو عمل لك حاجة كويس you have to acknowledge. أمريكا ده لو ما أمريكا ما كان في جنوب السودان. That's obvious. ما كان عندنا we wouldn't even be independent nation today. Everybody knows this, right? Pressure from President Bush, and then we signed peace deal, and then under President Barack Obama, al-Bashir actually refused, to form a committee for what? For a referendum. But do you remember 6 months prior to a referendum, President Obama called that famous, meeting in New York. Ban Ki-moon kan mawjud. He called Ali Osman Motaha came to New York. President Kiir came to New York that time. And leaders and Dengalor of the SPLM party, they came to New York. And they made it clear, black and white. Are you guys going to allow the referendum to take place or not? If not, we're going to do other option here. And then هندخل في شؤون بتاعكم في السودان. And that's what made President Bashir actually to cooperate and allow the process of referendum to take place. That's why we formed a committee for referendum at that time. ما كان جا من فراغ يا جماعه جا من United States of America اللي انتوا بيشوفوا الليله ده بقى عدو ناس الحكومه بقى يشوفوا عدو لكن we the people of South Sudan we don't see the United States is an enemy because actually they have been there in darkness. They have been there in a very difficult time. سبب انا داير اقول كلام ده كلام بتاع الراجل اللي اسمه هناي ماكويل هذا لانه قال يا اخي امريكا كان بيعمل انت ما زول من برا ما حكومه هو بينظر وبيشوف مثلا انت شعب بتاعك تعبان شعب بتاعك جعان شعب بتاعك منحق you are not doing what you're supposed to be doing and they are sensitizing you بيقول لك يا اخي اعمل كده واعمل كده and you are not doing it. Okay. أنا في حلقة الفات أنا اتكلمت أنا قلت يا جماعة it is a collective responsibility of international community. لو بقى أنت if the state sovereign nation fail to protect its own citizen and then international community عنده حق إنه مثلا يتدخل ويقول يا أخي do this because South Sudan is a signatory of شنو of international community north لأن أنا بعد ما بقينا independent nation أنا مضينا لشنو عقود دولية قانون دولي إننا we're gonna respect the human rights we are going to cooperate حقوق بتاع كل حاجة. Okay. نحن هربنا ليه؟ هربنا لأن دايرين عدالة we need justice we need liberty we need prosperity. دي حاجة إننا كنا هربنا من أجله. At the end of the day now نحن بقينا شنو الحكومة بتاعنا بقى يعمل violation بقى يقتل ناسه بقى يسجن ناسه. Okay. والوضع ماشي للورس every single day وضع ماشي للورس. So عشان هنا وافقنا انه مثلا لو حصل حاجه بطال ونحن مضينا وكنت بقينا independent nation that's why international community has to intervene لو في حاجه بطال وانتم عارفين في حاجات بطال بيحصل في بلدنا. So I'm saying this لان في ناس طبعا they are so ignorant they don't want to admit the fact they don't want to admit the truth انه مثلا ده حقيقه ده واقع. Okay. United States is not a bullying. They are not. Okay. They are not. لانه قبل كده they made it clear انه when we go to war okay we go to war because we have to. لأنه we are the only one إنه can preserve the peace. لأنه لما نكون في زول قوي وزول القوي ده زول الوحيد مثلا يقدر يحجز ناس لو في ناس جايين يعمل مشاكل هو طبعا هو بيقول لا كده يا جماعة قعدوا كويس لو ما قعدوا كويس he will come and see who's مشاكل ده بدأ كيف and then he will intervene. That's the role that the United States is playing on the world not only in South Sudan في كل دول العالم ده في كل دول العالم. Okay. So the notion that قال أمريكا جاي يشيل حاجات بتاعنا يا جماعة يا جنوبين شيلوا كلام ده من راسكم. United States is not interested in in our wealth or in our oil and all these things. They are interested in peace and stability in the region. That's what they want to do. Okay. That's what they want to do. So now عشان نرجع لموضوع بتاع قبل أنا كلمت أنا قلت هل is it when Akot is going to be next rebel? There is a reason I said this. لأن when Akot طبعا made it clear. يا جماعة البلد ماشي في بطال ودايما في مثل بيقول يا أخي لو في ناس 3 ناس قالوا لك يا أخي راسك ما في أنت أحبشه It's not because really ras بتاعك بكون mafi and then بعد كده انت احبشه because you know that راسك موجود. لكن انت if things are going wrong you have to listen. You have to listen. ما كان المفروض انه مثلا ناس تانيين بيجوا من برا يكلمونا يقولوا يا اخي يا president كير do the right thing. اصل وضع البلد بتاعنا ماشي فيه حاليا انت لو زول بتحب بلد if you are really patriot انت هربت 17 سنه في زمن تاع نيانيوان هربت 21 years في زمن بتاع liberation 1983 للان وانت شايف كل يوم ناس بيموت وانت شايف في زمن بتاعك in your watch the country is getting to a really bad shape لدرجه انه كل يوم ناس بتمرد you will make a bold decision and the bold decision okay the good leader always make a bold decision انه مثلا president Kiir yes you guys are failed SPLM party failed they failed to protect the people they failed to deliver services they failed to do what a sovereign nation a head of state can do. This is the time for you to step aside actually لأن انت بتكون مكرم ومعزز وبتقول yes I'm doing this because I did not do what I supposed to be do. انت you supposed to feel ashamed. You know what في it was last month في عضو برلماني في UK عضو برلماني في UK هو قدم مشروع يعني he sponsored bills قدم bills on the House of Commons and then they were going to discuss that bill he introduced to the House of Commons. Unfortunately he came late and the bill that introduced actually they were discussing it خلاص ناس في House of Commons including Theresa May the Prime Minister of UK she was there on the parliament and عضو برلماني ده هو جاء متأخر وموضوع بتاعه ناقشوه خلاص وانتهى والناس ماشي في مواضيع تانية they start discussing other stuff so when he came in actually and he was late so he just stepped in and then he raised his hand so he can speak and then they gave him that opportunity to speak and you know what he said actually I apologize for coming late and I want to acknowledge that I failed you and I failed my duty because I supposed to be here early so we can discuss this thing together. But because I have done that, I supposed to be respectful to the time, I resign. Right away, he resigned. Imagine, he resigned and he walked away from the door. كل زول قال so they were not expecting something like that would happen. He resigned. The man, he has integrity. The man felt that lan inter role بتاعك to play. If you fell from that role, and then you cannot force yourself. You see, I know of course ناس كتار يقولوا ده happen في West وده happen في UK وده Western world ومتطورين حتى في moral. That has something to do with moral. ده ما تطور زول بسنا عربية ولا بيخترع حاجات بيعمل something like that. This is moral, has something to do with moral. لأن values بتاعك القيم because he felt that هو جاء متأخر المفروض يجي there on time عشان يناقش المواضيع together because he felt that and that's why he resigned. So we have been talking here, we have been calling يا جماعة أي إنسان في الدنيا ده لازم يحس إحساس كل إنسان بيحس. I know sometimes when you involve yourself in a lot of different thing sometimes man will divert your attention away but أنت لما تكون leader there is a need انت بتحس انه مثلا انا يا جماعه وضع اللي انا فيه ده وضع worse طالما وضع ده بقى بطال كده انا عشان مثلا ننقذ الموقف I will do this and that's what we are asking President Kiir because he have failed people of South Sudan. Okay, people of South Sudan have suffered for so long so انت عشان اعرف نفسك ناس فشل وناس ماشيين بيفشلوا كل يوم وناس بيموت كل يوم وناس كده شوف how many people rebel. How many people rebel in the country? كم حركة عندنا ناس في جنوب السودان. الآن more are coming out. زي ما أنا قلت عشان كده أنا قلت لكم is Awenakot is going to be next also. إذا كان Awenakot the closest person now بيجي بيتكلم زي ده. So what next? الفضل ياتو هيكون منو معه. Just Kwal Manyan and who else from the senior SPLM party members. ده اللي بيكون فضل وخلاص. ما في زول تاني. عشان كده أنا قلت قبل الناس قالوا راسك ما في كده احبشه. So, my ape, it's not bad to make a bold decision, to compromise, وانت يعني مثلا تعمل حاجة كويس للشعب بتاعك. Prime Minister of Ethiopia did it. In South Africa, they did it. Mugabe did it. And many, many, many more have done it. لانه كمان ديلك بلاد بتاعهم ما بوضع بتاعنا ده. ناس ما بيموتوا كل يوم بمجاعة. ناس ما بيموتوا كل يوم بحاجة بتاع مرض. لكن هنا وضع بتاعنا أسوأ من كده. عشان وضع بتاعنا أسوأ من كده, you supposed to have that feeling. بكون عندك إحساس. بكون عندك إحساس at least, you know. إنه أنا يا جماعة أنا ضيعت الشعب بتاعي. I fail you. This is what I would do. At least أنت بكون تمشي بشوية, you know, بشوية legacy. بكون عندك شوية legacy. لكن يا جماعة كلام ركوب راس ده لما نزول يربط راسه يقول نو 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 ايا الناس ديل, يبقى هو مين المستفيد؟ مين المستفيد؟ لما انت تقول انا ايا كلام بتاعي اسمعه ايا نازل نقعد في راسهم ايا نو I will not. So مين المستفيد يا اخوه واخوات؟ ما في زول مستفيد. لكن انت زي ما انا قلت مره فاتت, انت اب وعندك اطفال وعندك احساس انه مثلا في عيال بموت هنا كل يوم وانت قاعد كويس ويالا قاعد مرتاحين, you will feel no يال ده زي يال بتاعي I would not do that. هل مثلا our president doesn't feel that feeling ده ما بيجي؟ ما ممكن. So يا جماعة نحن نتكلم كتير more, but before I continue on, let me go ahead and call one of our friends, you know, who requested any concerned citizen of South Sudan. Let me go ahead and interacting together, okay? Let me see here who requested. Okay, I see that, Teresa, you are there. I'm gonna go ahead and request you. I hope the internet all they look like. But
Hello.
hello, Teresa, how are you? This is unusual, you
Unusual.
know, so I have to do this. I got to do this. Yeah.
Yeah. First of all, I was surprised. I was like, this is like breaking news coming out.
It's a joke.
It's a joke,
Yes.
yeah. Yeah. Anyways, thank you, and I want to greet you also and greet all the viewers. Sorry, I'm in darkness because it's late here.
No problem.
Local time.
Yes.
Yes. So I just want to say it's always good to discuss such a problem when it always occurs. We harass it. I've read the statement of Awedakot. Yes, I believe, in my opinion, this is my opinion, he will not rebuild, but what is going to happen is just like more like disagreement with them within themselves, because you can see now the system is collapsing, you know. So all the leaders there, they are in يعني إمهم بيجا في شد وجذب, you know. هم شايفين Nigeria this thing is getting serious. فكلام بتاع ود I was sad. For me it's sad because لأنه هو أخذ جانب معين, هو بيجا ما يتكلم حتى عن جنوبين ككل. هو ماشي even to talk about his region and
his own,
in particular even his own clan, you know. بتاع دينكا يعني هو ماشي ساعته بيجا بعيد شديد. although في واحد من ناس بتاع شباب بتاعهم بتاع حركة هناك حاول إنه قال أويدا كويت ما أجد اسم أويدا كويت ما قال كلام ده كده بالطريقة ده. كلام ده أويدا كويت يس قالوا هو ما قال كلام ده بالطريقة ده. يعني دارين حاول إنه يغطوا الحقيقة اللي هو شنو اللي قالوا. وقال الكلام ده ما في ده في بيكا أصلا أو يسموه شنو أجل برامج بتاع كوميونيتي. هو قال الكلام ده فيه وكان صريح وده كلام حقيقة. حتى لو هو يتكلم عن جهة معين عن مجموعة معين من أهله, لكنه قال الحقيقة. يعني إحنا ما ننكر حتة دي. لكن أنا بستبعد إنه لو هو هيتمرد, لكن حاجة هيكون فيه بس هيكون في نوع من الشد والجذب بيناتهم. أنا متأكد فيه, لكنه بحاول يتستروا. ده واحد. بالنسبة لمايكل ماكوي, فأنا I'm not surprised from anything that he said, and I'm not surprised. لأنه إذا كان مايكل ماكوي يوم ذاك ظهر بيك يتكلم في VOA أو راديو Voice of America, when he was يعني they were all pushing everything to Paul Malone. قال Paul Malone that he was a corrupt man. He did kill a lot of people. He's the one who committed a lot of atrocities. So why they did not say that before? Paul Malone was part of the system. Paul Malone was not doing anything out of orders of Kir. if Paul Malone was doing all of this thing, where was the position of Silva Kiir? So he was afraid of Paul Malone. فأنا بشوف إن ده يعني بس الناس ما بيقبلوا مسؤولية زي كلام بتاع بيشوب سانتو لاكو بيوس وقال شنو the problem in South Sudan because we don't tell the truth. احنا ما بنقول حقيقة. وانا بقول شنو احنا ما بنقول حقيقة في الزمن الصح. We wait until the last minute يعني we don't want to say the truth in that moment because that person is there with us, but when he's out we want to try and say the truth. Sometimes we go beyond احنا بيزيدوا ميلي وشتا في كلام ده. احنا كمان بقينا ما قاعد نقول حقيقة في البلد ده you know كان ما قاعد نقول حقيقة في البلد ده this we will not go anywhere. وكمان you know denying the help that America help us during the you know the difficult time is not good.
Yes.
You know, this is the same thing I always say. Come on, when we deny some people, يعني people who help us, even can I imagine شوف يا أخوي Jongkor, within ourselves we deny also the contribution of some of our brothers who help us in liberation كمان. فما بالك بأمريكا البعيد اللي كان بيتنا بصورة كمان بصورة قوي جدا سواء كان بأكل ذاته you know? ممرات بتاع أكل you know فأنا بقدر نقول شنو ما للأسف كلام اللي قاعد يطلع ده أنا ما I'm not surprised. So I just this is my view. Let me also give some other people to give their input. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Yeah, أنا بشكر كل الشكر لمداخلتك يا تريزا. I know it's getting late there in New York, but yeah, thank you so much, you know, for coming on and just, you know, expressing your opinion as well. Yes, عشان كده أنا قاعد أقول لكم يا جماعة، أنا قاعد أتكلم. Yes, Prof is on my patriot, brother. We know he's patriot, you know, he fought for our country. But like what we are saying here, if we are a patriot, is that going to make us denying the fact and denying the truth? If United States did not extend its hand to South Sudanese, we wouldn't even have a country يا جماعة. We have to admit the truth. لازم حقيقة ده نقوله. لو كان ما في help من United States ما كان لقينا دولة. And we need to admit that United States, the interest that they need in South Sudan is not money, it's not oil, it's not, you know, موارد طبيعية. United States need stability. They need peace. Because as long there is peace in the region, the world will be in peace. Because they don't need people to be targeted. That's why they focus their effort. Not only South Sudan. They are doing this with Ethiopia. They are doing this with Djibouti. They are doing with Kenya, with Uganda, and all the country of the region. They want to make sure the country is stable. This is حقيقة. أنا عارف كويس أنا عارف تماما إنه الناس بتاعنا why they chose Chinese. This is the fact, and you guys will even though الزول بينكر حقيقة ده هيقبل في المستقبل. هيقبل في المستقبل. When our leaders chose to go with Chinese, actually the United States want to build institution, and I've said it in numerous times. United States, they want to build our army, they want to build our police, they want to build our, you know, financial system. They want to build institution actually. They can't hire them there. Then actually they feel like they are friend, and if they are friend, there is a need for them to step in and help. Because we were vulnerable, we didn't have a country, you know. Mind in a dollar, okay, but they helped to stand on our feet. They wanted to get in, but our brother, they are showing that no, we don't need this America. Ban Makhala, they fell. We gained the independence. They start moving away from the United States. Ya Jama, United States 6 months قبل ما referendum يجي. لو كان ما عمل push, لو كان President Obama ما نادى meeting that في نيويورك 6 months قبل ما يحصل referendum. لأن أنتوا المذكرين كويس، أنتوا الملاحظين كويس، إننا كنا متابعين بالحرف الواحد. إنه مثلا البشير والمؤتمر الوطني ما كان داير referendum to take place. عشان كده ماشي جاب الراجل عجوز اللي اسمه طارق مين اللي كان هنا اللي كان عمل referendum بتاع الصحراء الغربية وestern صحراء. And that referendum actually has failed. Do you remember؟ جبهة البوليساريو. those الناس بيتابعوا اخبار كان زمان داك في 90s. جبهة البوليساريو in Morocco. Actually they want to separate from Morocco. But those Arab, you know, countries, They play a big role there. So these guys, they cannot break away from Morocco. They failed that referendum. And that's why they got the guy, you know, who a bigger race, you know, but a referendum to South Sudan willingly. In this guy will fail the process of referendum. But South Sudan, they were smart enough. عشان كده طالبوا انه شنو لازم يكون عندنا شنو 7 العدد يكون 7 كان 13 والناس اللي يكونوا 5 right. So every time when we vote, you know, within the committee, نحن بيكون عندنا majority. Okay, United States put a lot of pressure. We cannot deny it, جماعة. حقيقة we cannot deny it. They want to build institutions. They want to help South Sudan. لكن أخواننا ديل بما في President كير الناس جايين يقولوا أبونا ده. أنا بوريكم اللي حصل شنو. When they chose to go with Chinese, they did it deliberately. They knew, because United States is a country existed for a long time. Okay, they have experience. They know how to do things. They are transparent. Chinese are not transparent. Chinese has been ruled with one party system, communist system. They have been ruled in one party. خلاص بنجي بالصف. Next time is your turn. Next time is your turn. Like that. That's what they do. It's not based on their capability to competition. No, it wasn't. It was not in China until up to date. So China must be transparency. So our brothers, they chose, you know, to go with Chinese. عشان انت الليلة ده China يجي يعمل drill the oil. Chinese will not care about environment. Chinese will not care about infrastructure. Chinese will not care about the population. Chinese will bring their prisoners. Lakin with those guys, those big brothers, now, بيعمل معك business. I can give you $1 today. But with that dollar, you have to use it in a wise way. وانا بيجي بسألك انا بسأل editing انا بسأل فاتورة القروش ده انا اديتك سايد بو مسكين مثلا ولا تبدي مدرسة, or you can do something about it. What have you done? Come and sit down with me and explain how it goes. How did you spend it? USAID قروش اللي بيمشي ده كله. American, that's what they do. They do with everybody. حتى الناس المساكين اللي بيجوا American لما تيجي as refugees, they give you help. They give you food stamp, but they want to know that you are using that for food. عشان انت تاكل يمشي لبطنك. No. ما عشان تتكيفوا وتمشي تشربوا مريسة. No. They said that as we are giving you that money عشان انت تمشي تشربوا أكل تأكل بو يالك تأكل بو نفسك. But if you use that money for something else, you are going to be in trouble. So President Kiir وأعوانه, they knew actually these guys, they know the system and they are transparent. لما يساعدوا, or when they do business with you, they are going to follow up. They will do editing. They will follow up. They make sure. قال عشان كده جو ideas, you know what? نحن حاربنا 21 years. نحن لو مشينا مع أمريكان, we know. They acknowledge it. We know America ساعدنا. لكن نحن لو مشينا معه يا كامرت, نحن ما نقدر ناكل. That's what they told themselves. نحن لو مشينا مع أمريكا يا كامرت, نحن ما نقدر ناكل. So نمشي مع Chinese. نمشي مع South East Asia. نمشي مع Chinese ونمشي مع Russia. ده مهل كله بتاع بلطجة. Yes. ده مهل بتاع بلطجة. You deal with them, you do business with them, بدوك وانت بتشيل وما في زول بس على بكره, ما في زول بيجيب بكره ويقول يا اخي قروش اديناكم بارا ما تطلبوا شنو. Nobody's gonna ask. لو في شركه جاي من China ولا من ماليزيا, انا بقول يا اخي انا داير 10%. بالرغم من الشركه جاي يعمل investment في بلد بتاعك to benefit your local, still people will ask them, oh انا داير 10%. الشركه is going to comply. It's not going to say, it's not going to tell you that why do you need 10% and I am doing this actually for your citizen. They are not going to do it because these people, they don't have, you know, transparency in their DNA. They don't care. They will not ask that question. So they rather deal with these people so they can get what they need. وده السبب الرئيسي اللي خلى, you know, الحركة الشعبية SPLM إنه يمشي شنو مع Chinese ومع ماليزيا ومع Russia. That is عشان شنو كل زول يعمل داير يعمله وما في زول شنو يساله. Like in America, they said it's a headache. You deal with them, but they will come and do a follow-up. And that's the way things are supposed to be. حتى انتوا ذاته نحن قاعدين نضحك لأنفسنا because we fought for justice, liberty, prosperity. كده انت بس في الواقع انت حاربت من justice, prosperity, حاجات دي كله. And all of a sudden تقول no, that's not what I was fighting for. عشان كده the West and the United States ناس ساعدوك امبارح. ناس طلعوك من الطين, ناس طلعوك من المصيبه, بقول لك يا اخينا امبارح انت بتجي هناك بتقول يا كيس بتاعنا ده is all about equality. نحن مظلومين, نحن عمل لنا, okay, حقوقنا. انت قاعد تجي كده لويست، بتجي كده لويست، تجي تدي محاضرات ديل كلهم ناس نال دين نال ناس منو كلهم بيمشوا ويست، كان بيمشوا وبيتكلموا ناس كل من ده الكيس اللي كان ماشي. طيب الحصل شنو؟ نازل بيسالوكم الحصل شنو؟ ده كلام بتاع يا جماعه not too long ago انتوا بتقولوا ظلمونا، ما في تنميه في بلدنا، ما في شوارع، ما في مدارس، ما في مستشفيات. Now you are in charge in your own affairs. You have money in your hand. And yet انت يا قلت انا بياكل. ده تبقى ملك تاكل والمرأة بموت والجنب بموت وزول الكبير بموت. ما في زول سال السلطه. المواطنين الجنوب ما في زول سال السلطه. لو كان انت عملت تنميه، لو كان انت عملت قانون وعملت ترانسبيرنسي، مش عشان يكون في زول انت ضابط يقول يا جماعه زيو كده امشي ورا كده. No, that's not what we fought for يا جماعه. الحقيقه بيقال. فده السبب للناس اللي ما فاهمين، الناس اللي بيقول اوه والله يا اخي يونايتد ستيت لو انت ما عملت بزنس، قال يا اخي هو يعني مثلا هو بديك بمعلقه وبيشيل بالكوريك. That's lie. That's not true يا جماعه. That's not true. امريكان انت لما تتعامل معهم، اوكي شوف عملوا شنو في العراق. Do you know how many freeways they built in Iraq? Do you know how many freeways they built in Afghanistan? كده شوف دول دي الامارات، سعودي ارابيا، موروكو، سلطنه عمان، دي كلها. انت you don't even need to pay them cash. اوكي انت you will deal with them and then بيجي بيعمل project. وقت البروجكت انت بتعمل ده they will employ you local. يعني بمعنى قروش بيرجع، وانت بيكون عندك مؤسسات قويه اتبنت انت هتستفيد منهم hundreds of years. شايف؟ لكن اخواننا يا جماعه ما عندهم قلب للبلد، ما عندهم. حتى الناس ديل اصلا they have been used you know through propaganda. بس يقول له اس بي ال او وشنو والله ده ناس طلعوا بلد، لكنهم ما عارفين. ناس مساكين ما عارفين. يس ناس ديل هاربوا لكن نسوا الحاجه كان بيهارب من اجله. مش نسوا، هم عارفين هارب من اجل شنو but they don't want to do it. So now كلامنا هنا قاعد نقول لاصحاب القلوب اللي بيقدر بيفهموا انه مثلا يا جماعه انت اكلت انف والوضع ماشي بطال وناس بيموت كل يوم. ما اقول بريزيدنت كده ما بيحس يقول يا اخي البلد بتاعي ده انتهى خلاص، وانا يا رئيس الجمهوريه للدوله ده انا عندي قرار في يديني. ما تسمع كلام ناس بيقول يا اخي قال والله كير وابونا وفي ناس حاولوا وناس. انت الناس اللي حولك ده انت يا عندك توب ليدرشيب، انت يا عندك القرار الاخير والقرار الاولى. ما اقول انت ما بتقدر ديترمن قول يا جماعه enough is enough. let's go and do the right thing. شوف ده اوريك النقطه. I make an argument when people say that no this guy actually is a nice guy. President Kiir actually he fell and he keep continue failing لان هو اساسا نزل معه ده كله ناس اس بي ال ام ديل الكاميرات زيل الناس اللي سرقوا ديل كان 75 ولا كان 150 ولا 20 ولا 300 ولا whatever you know number can be. انت لو عندك انت ما قدرت تتخلى عن فريند بتاعك ده وده زول حارب معك وزول استراجل معك. If that the case ده الموضوع اللي كان موجود في قلبك وانت ما داير because of that you just let them do anything. You should have made it clear. وده بيليدنا لكلام اللي انا كنت قاعد اقول يا جماعه. Why taking all the powers? Why not allowing judicial to be independent and give them the power, and legislative to have their power, and executive to be independent power? انت لو كنت راجل فعلا patriot وبتحب بلد ده اللي كان انت بتعمله. دي حاجه انت كان بتعمله. انت كان هتقعد مع كاميرا زيل الناس زيل في اس بي ال ام بارتي ديل وتقول لهم يا كاميرا I know نحن we suffer نحن هربنا 21 years and I know you miss a lot. You miss education, you miss so many things, you miss life, you miss so many things. Okay? And I know this is the time now for you to enjoy. But you know what, comrade? This is what's going to happen. لأنه because we have a cost. عندنا cost that كنا بنهارب من أجله. نحن كنا بنهارب من أجله يكون في عدالة، يكون في حرية، يكون في مساواة. It's because we have that cost. أنا يديني بريء منكم. أموال الشعب لو في زول مشى أكل وفي زول مشى عمل جريمة وفي زول مشى عمل بطال. Don't look at me وتقول لي save my life. I don't have any power to do that. Okay? وتدي السلطة القضائية القوة. كان ما في مشكلة في بلدنا. كان ما في أي مشكلة. ما في زول يقول ده historic leader. ده زول حارب كم سنة. هو عنده حق يأكل. وعنده حق يحكم. وعنده حق يسرق. وعنده حق يعمل أي حاجة. عنده حق يقتل. No. It doesn't work that way. Our late hero Dr. Jongkor made it clear. بقول الثورة من غير عمل ولو هنا يعني مثلا بلد يتحرر بعدين if we gain it ونحن بقينا نعمل حاجات بطال بمعنى ما كان في مينينج للثوره. هل هسه كان في مينينج للثوره؟ الحاجات اللي شفناها عندنا في جنوب السودان حاجات الجنوبيين عملوا في انفسهم اكثر من حاجات العرب عملوا لنا، اكثر من حاجات الشماليين عملوا لنا. ليه كده؟ ليه بس؟ شايف الكلام ده؟ الكلام ده كله يا اخوه واخوات deliberately، يعني الناس زي اللي عارفين لما زول يجي في التلفزيون ويقول لك والله امريكا وما امريكا، it's just pretending. هم عارفين الواقع. America is not a bullying. ما بيمشي هنا يتدخل في الشؤون بتاعك if you are doing good. America is signatory of Geneva Convention. They are signatory of San Francisco 1948. انه مثلا لو state fail وما داير to take responsibility بيتكلم. لا دايما زول القوي بيقدر يتكلم يقول يا جماعه هي ساعدوا الناس، don't do that. Don't do that. زي الفاذر في البيت، انت لو يالا قاعدين يشاكلوا انت بتقول نو نو ما تضرب اخوك ما تعمل كده. You do that. So a big brother always will step in يقدر يساعد الناس، ولو في زول غلطان يقول له يا اخي انت غلطان. That's the role. That's the role. يعني زول الكبير ما it doesn't side. Okay. بيقدر بيعين لزول المسكين. So let me go ahead and I believe so somebody else requested. Let me go and bring you in so you can have your perspective as well. Oh, Matilda, go ahead and request it again. It looked like, I missed you out here. Go and send me a request, and then I'll bring you in, my sister. Tongjang, actually, you didn't request, but let me try it. But I didn't see any request. Go ahead and call. I'm calling you right now, Tongjang. How are you, brother?
Very good. How are you?
2 hour away from me,
Yeah.
How are you? Good to see you. Fadal,
well, thank you.
No problem, my brother. Do you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, you can go ahead. Or do you want me to read the title again, or you are aware?
Yeah, I'm aware. The one said this when I could be next rebels, and friend indeed is a friend in need.
Yes.
Those are very good things. Thank you for bringing this out. This topic is so crucial, and what I'm going to say here tonight, I want to be very respectful for your people, and I want to warn administration tonight. They're going too far. General Daniel Aweda Kut of 30th Battalion, if you don't want him to work in your government, this is my message clear to General Kirma Yadid, and I would like to ask son and daughter of my country tonight. I know a lot of people don't like what I said, and someone have to be mentally independent to say what they think as you, and will never compromise your dignity. And we are stuck in one country called South Sudan. You might love it a different way, and I might love it a different way with my thinking.
Correct.
I would like this message clear to General Salva Kiir Mayardit to cease this kind of attitude. It's getting into danger now. General Daniel Aweda Kut of 30th Battalion, and I hope any government supporters tonight, daughter and son of our country, if you have any connectivity with the government or your government supporters, time your country is calling you to intervene. This is very dangerous, very dangerous. I don't think General Daniel Aweda could to be bully like Malongawan, and bully of Malongawan it's far from over. You don't need any problem. That show how disgruntled and how crazy you are. I myself, I heard this for 2 days, 3 days ago, and I talked with somebody today. There are attitude, there is a term that when I could be put in house arrest, and when I could wrote the letter yesterday, he want to go to Leg State because when I could was security advisors for national security of our country. Is a man know how to do that job. Is a one of highly respect, fought very gracefully. His record with the impeccable record. The bully, this was done before when I caught the second victim. It was done to General Walding World Papa Africa. When it died, He left, he was ignored, and then he frustrated, and he left, went to Nairobi, got sick, and then went in the hospital. Foul play was happened in his treatment, and he passed. Any attempt in this, whether General Paul Manyang, whether people, whether those young council of elders, you're playing with the wrong fire. You cannot do that. You cannot do that. It is okay for the people of Northern Barkazal, where I come from. It's okay. Arab is knocking our door in Merem, in Abia. It's okay for us. You can go playing with people like Malongawan. But when I could, you cannot just play this kind of game. The guys highly respect Ibn Ayo across our country. This is what I said a couple of months ago. General Aweda could, if we need peace, if General Key need peace, should dismiss Makwelwet and put General Awena could will convince Ayo sincere peace is coming home. But Awena could, the man is being frustrated, is being advised, Kir, and when he go home to sleep, all his papers are thrown away. The man now become a marginalized figures, being called a presidential advisor. It watch every day the advice General Kir, and next day presidential decree do not meet what he just advising President Kir. What the reason now is spoke out, it had come up very like a couple of months ago, month and a half ago, talking with the Kir about unknown gunmen. He said he want to be given force so he can make a patrol at night. If someone dead will be in his responsibility. General Kir tell him that's not your job, that's job of national security. That's where relationship deteriorate. And General Wena could say, if I'm in a government, that I will not have no decision to be making. And that's why he said people, they need to go home and cultivate it. There is nothing for us to be here. He was saying that he don't have no time to be in Juba for being called advisor, just giving a paycheck, and his country running down. He's a man love country to decree. I'm not afraid to say he love country more than the rest of us, because people now think like I'm bully them.
Dongjang, you are well informed, you know, with a lot of issues, you know, going on in our country. So now, just being in that position as a president, people are leaving every single day. And now the Dinka community, even though they frustrated from Kir, they are getting out of President Kir. All the tribe of South Sudan, they are getting, you know, out of President Kir. People are dying every single day. What's going on in this guy's mind? What's going on in this man's mind? It doesn't have any feeling that the country is collapsed and there is a need for him to step aside so we can rescue. There's just a small thing that remaining to be rebuilt.
The man is in fear, because if he sign agreement with IO, they are not forcing threat to kill. If he sign agreement with IO, the next thing is going to be handover of 4 general of IO and 4 general of his own people like Marial Chanong, like Deng Wol, like Gabriel Jongriak. Now I'm a chief of staff. The man is in fear. He signed the peace. The next, those who are indicted by United Nations, he's afraid, he's vulnerable, and he made a mistake. China now cannot protect him. China, they just take oil. He cannot have no protection.
Yes, you're right. I'm sorry, but Dongjang, don't you think that it's better to face the challenge than waiting and the country is going in deep hole and it's collapsed totally and people are dying? Is not worth it to save what's remain instead of letting this go and then the UN trusteeship will take over and then we can lose our national? It's not worth it to save it and say, okay, I have done so bad, I did a lot, come forward. South Sudan, they can do whatever they want. And then it would be up to South Sudanese, you know, and say, oh, this guy have done this, but he has made a mistake, we can deal with him. Does he? It doesn't feel that way, you know. There is a need, you know, to give up this and just come forward and rescue what is remain, because this is a simple thing we are asking here.
Jongkor, what I would like to say here is selfishness and greediness come in here scenario. The man, I've been repeat myself time without numbers, the man is confined in J1. The man is stuck. People who are his advisor, people like Abila Lier, Bona Malwal, and John Deng, they degrade a man before man dead. And I have been saying this all along. A lot of citizens of my own tribe, they hated me. And this is a danger now. Kir is afraid to sign peace agreement with IO today. Tomorrow, in the next 2 weeks, when they get sworn in with Dr. Machar, America will call for their indictment. If it's not, America will request 4 from IO general and 4 from Kir, disposition them into Hague. Those generals, they're going to reveal everything where they get their order for a killing. You see, and after that, they will be captured. Dr. Machar is confident. If we go to Hague, he might be thrown in jail for a couple of years, but Kir will definitely face a price like Saddam Hussein and Gaddafi. So he's afraid. If he step down voluntarily, the new authority will hand him over. But he missed one thing here. He's so afraid. He think America, they were his friend. They were with us, dictate Khartoum that time for their incentive for oil thing. The man screwed up relationship. He felt vulnerable. America will not trust him, but he still has right now. If I was his advisor, like anyone, but the man have repetition, it's only taking advice from people who are from his area or those who tell him to be a power forever. If you see how greedy man is, and the man totally insane, it now acts like he's not a long-time commander who fought for the dignity of these people. It's not too late. If we did this for honest, and I'm saying this, and this is something I said before, if there is anything can change life of our country, this one is the only way he's doing this, and that's the only way for him. If he sign, he call America today. Donald Trump is a businessman. If we call him today and he say, I'm going to terminate oil contract with the China and Russia and East, if there is any way you can give me a guaranteed protection, America will not take him alone.
I will let you continue, but let me answer this brother here, Chol Nyok, who tend to call himself Ability Chol Nyok. My brother Chol Nyok, you know, sometimes we can demand and we can ignore, but there is a time that we have to come to our senses and realize that we are going too far. Well, the rules on the books are clear. We are part of the international. When we become independent nation, we become member of international community. If you are a country, okay, and the requirement to become a member of international community, you have to be abide by the rules and the law that govern this planet. We call it UN. So the reason you keep saying that UN will never take over. Of course, I don't want UN to take over our country. But don't you see any danger in South Sudan? Do you know what have delayed all this process in the region? IGAT, AU, they don't have that ability to force whoever, you know, to bring solution in South Sudan. That's why it took that long. Remember how many times the UN security voted and Russia came and did a veto, or the Chinese did a veto. Why are they doing that? Because they are benefiting from any chaos that's happening in our country. They would be able to send guns militarily. They will be able to, you know, sell their products. The war can continue. If people are dying there, they don't care. Imagine someone doesn't want people to die. America have gun. It would have been good market for them to sell us a gun, but they don't want that to happen. They don't want that to happen. So when they say that in UN Security Council, because now the next round, if that fell, and then the AU and the IGAD, they are no longer, hold the file of South Sudan peace process. They will no longer hold that. They will no longer. It will be transferred to UN Security Council. And if we don't have any solution and the situation is still going this way, what do you think is going to happen? Don't you think that the UN trusteeship will kick in, which is we don't want? And that's why we are saying that, you know what, for sake of peace, we have a lot to gain actually to reconcile and sit together and compromise. We have a lot to gain. When we pull this rope, we have a lot to lose, When we demand and say, no, he's not my brother. We'll never sit with him. I will never compromise. We have more to lose than more to gain. Actually, if we accept the reality and come together and compromise and step down and do all these things, the world will praise us. The government will be praised. They all will be praised because they have done. And the people of South Sudan will be the winners. Because when there is a peace and stability, there will be a creativity. You will be creative. Instead of taking your children to Uganda and Kenya and Zimbabwe to go and get education there, they will be in South Sudan. Children of generals, children of ministers, and children of poor men, they will be in the same classroom and have good quality education together because they are going to be people of tomorrow for our country. We don't want a few just are the ones that to be in charge and take their children outside. How do you feel? I know you'll be okay. Maybe you are sending your kids abroad to get a quality education. But what about those? What about those who are not? When we are stable, actually, okay, we will be stable economically and people will come and invest in our country and then can create jobs for those vulnerable people. And those will work and they will support their family. And they will not even go to Juba there and just start begging. Oh, who is the minister? Oh, Fran minister, let's go to his house. It's not going to happen because people are going to be productive. And that's why we are calling for system, brother. Nobody hate Kir, personally. I don't hate nobody, personally. But we want them, to realize that we have more to gain by having peace, by compromising. Because we are going to hell, and our country is going to hell. And if you are patriot, and if you love the country, actually you will voice out that, hey, we got to stop. We have gone too far. Instead of insisting on same old and same old, something that will not take us anywhere. We are the same people, Ajama. We are. Whether you are Nuer or Shulu or Nyuak or Bari, we are the same people. No one have tails. No one have horn. Mavi. No. We are all the same. And I think we need to learn from the mistake. And I made it clear there. And I said, we don't want to fight for the past. We need to start fighting, building the future. And to build the future, there is a need for stability. There is a need for peace. We don't want to continue, Ajama, to live in contentment. Because we used to be in containment. Jalaba did that. Jalaba marginalized us so we can live in our own containment area. And where in low area, we live in low area. People in Medina, they live in the area, and Equatorial, they live in their area, and they will not interact. Because if there is no form of education, they can, when they are not going to the same school, children are not going to school, you will always be in your place, in your containment area, and there will be no interaction. And then there is a fear from unknown, because I don't know more about you, because I did not interact with you. But if we are stable and our children are going to the same school, they are interacting together, there will be no fear. Oh, that's Galwak, okay. Oh, Galwak, well, I wanted to do this, but I know a lot about Galwak. I will not fear because I know that we went to the same school, we've been together. That's what we want to achieve. But maintaining a status quo just to keep us apart is not going to help. It's not going to help. And that's the real love of the country, actually. But when you say, no, I support my guy, these are the one, and these are the one, and these people are bad, it's not going to take you anywhere. Trust me, it's not going to take you anywhere. And if you have that feeling inside you, you should start challenging yourself. Saying that, you know what, I love my country. Pray to God and say, hey, let's do what can make this country great and move it together as one people. I'm sorry, Tongjang, I cut you off, but continue, brother, before I call somebody.
You're good. So here, what I can say, General Kir the best way I can advise to you, and I telling you this as my longtime commander, and the man who very young man fought 2 wars for the name of your country. You done your part, but your greedy is almost taking you to your grave. And now we're not gonna bury you alive like those who took opportunity and seized the money, give you wrong advice, create civil war in your country, turning you against your junior officers who are in the bush with you. My advice to you is here, General Kir Mayar. My advice to you, make maneuvers. You can negotiate your way out here. If I was your advisor, I will tell you, I will secretly call the State Department or Department of African Affairs or some good people have good reputation, work with United States, people like Kofi Annan and others people, to call them and tell the United States or Western world that, or Norway, which been a friend with Southern Sudan for a long time, to negotiate my way out by offering myself and Dr. Riek Machar. We can sign the peace overnight and accept to write the constitution 4 years limit, and everybody from village elected their person, dismantling presidential decree and give it to parliament, or some article to be accommodated as a foreign policy of Southern Sudan, to use it only foreign policies, not a presidential thing. So you tell America, I terminate oil contact. I'm afraid China might assassinate me with Russia to breach of oil contact. You, United States, Israel, British, and France, I need your protection. Take you to America, President Kir and Riek Machar. So Anwer and Denka, nobody win, nobody lose. Let someone like Pagana Mom, that's the guy America choose, whether you like it or you don't like it. America, their man is Pagana Mom Gitan. No matter what, you like it or no, it's up to you. And then you exit, you and Riek Machar exit that one. Let Pagan take over any ethnic Nuer that want a leadership for whatever. And later on, a new election constitution, Taban reunified Southern Sudan as the Secretary General, unite everybody, Nuer ethnic that want leadership, they will contest for the next election. And that's on the way out here for a country reconcile. You cannot, Kir cannot exit and live in Africa. China will bribe anyone to assassinate him as well, and Dr. Machar. But if they exit and the United States pick them up like Shah Reza of Iran, when he signed the oil contract, Iran and the United States, they don't share anything in common, but the Albertan oil company is stuck with Iran. If Salva Kiir, that's the thing, I should doing this one and exit peacefully. And 4 generals who commit in the killing, who are indicted by United Nations, Marial Chanwang, Jok Riak, Deng Wol, and Matthew Puljang on Kir's side of Riek Machar, there is Garwejwal, Tonginya is dead, Peter Gadet, Kong Anley, to be handed over to UN, executed, to send a clear message to our army. They cannot be involved, to be a renegade. One leg at night, they're wearing politics, and then at daytime, they're wearing uniform. They should be executed. Small group with blood in their hand should set up a court of Southern Sudan, hang them in a public, country reconcile, and people move on, facing the border between North and South. Friend, I'm done.
Thank you.
Advisor, when I could, should not, and President Kiir must restrain himself from this kind of attitude. It's danger, and I hope citizens of my country, anybody supporting government, please, I ask you kindly, or you're related with the government, call President Kiir. No. Stop molestation of high profile such a
Give me 1 minute.
danger.
I'll be right back.
It's danger. Only friend, I'm done with that when I could think. Friend, indeed, United States was Western countries, including Trica, Norway, they were friends with us. when oil was used to be for us to be exterminated in oil. Those are a friend indeed. Friend in need, evil China and Russia. Now dictators need them. That's why they go to veto the power from Kir. What I'm saying in here, China and Russia, they are not our friend. What I'm seeing in here, for those of our countrymen and women who are stuck with the tribalism, you're not going to defeat Riek Machar, you're not going to defeat Kir, both are leaving. But America, you have right, do what you want. You IO kill government, take power by force. You Kir will like that one. You can see IGAD and African Union now, they team up with Kir. Kir have, there is no way IO can defeat Kir. Ethiopia, Kenya, Uganda, Rwanda, they team up with Kir. And that's why our country is broke.
Okay.
We cannot feed nobody. And those people now, they team up with Kir. IO victory are impossible.
Thank you.
And America, they make it clear.
Thank you, Tongjang.
If their man, they shoot their man, Pagana Mom is their man. I said it, and I'm not going to stop it.
I don't know about that.
Pagana Mom, go ahead.
I don't know about that.
So, it's American
so
man.
Thank you, brother.
America wants someone hostile to Khartoum. That's
yeah, I don't know about that, but thank you so much, for coming in.
Bring another person.
Yeah, and have your perspective. And please stick around. I'm going to make it maybe 1 hour or 1 hour and a half, because tomorrow I have to go for work, of course. Thank you so much, Tongjang. It's always a pleasure to have you.
Bring government supporters. Bring government supporters. Bring IO. So government supporters, bring them in. And IO.
Of course. Of course, this platform is for everybody. So government, oppositions, anyone, they are welcome. So let me go ahead here and check my list and see who is here. So it's not necessarily, the United States can pick whoever, but South Sudanese, are capable to pick the guy that, can lead that interim period. So it's not necessarily for me to agree with you, brother, there. So let me see here. I've requested. Let me bring this guy. Okay, I'm calling you right now. Malone. I call it Malone, right? So it is adding. Hopefully it's gonna be okay. Malone, go ahead and answer, please.
Yes, hello.
All right. Are you settled now?
Yeah, a little bit settled.
Hello?
Yeah, I will try my best. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Welcome to Concern, brother.
How are you? Yeah.
I'm doing good.
Yeah, I am a member too of Concern. I don't have a party. I'm just concerned about those about our country. Our country just been
correct.
Yeah. You know what? I will go to make my point very short. When I quote, it's a point about when I quote, and I will quote, I'm assuming you are from Northern Barkazal. And I am from Northern Barkazal. And this guy, since the revolution, I would quote, it was the only person depend us from morale for 21 years. Even sometimes Ghana can recognize him and he never changes, just want to depend his people. He didn't depend as a guard, but he was depending Northern Barkazal, including, when I talk to Northern Barkazal, including Gorial and Awul, those morale used to approach there in that location. And he was been there for 21 years. And I witnessed it. I was a young kid, and I was almost going to be captured by morale. But for his effort, he did it to our people. And Marom George Kwaj, they did very bad operation and to rescue.
So I want you to
Even,
push. I want you to just get in the topic what we are talking about. I know the history is long, and most of us know what happened in the past. But I want you to talk about this topic today.
okay. Can you repeat your topic again so I can go outside out the topic? What you want me? Where you want me to be there? Which link?
Well,
Because I
yeah,
the
the topic
about
actually.
Yeah, the name
Okay,
I know the name,
is
but
is a weather code.
Yeah.
Sure, I can do that. Is a weather code is going to be next rebel, based on what's going on now in Juba. That's one. Second one, friend indeed is friend in need. These are the two topics that we are talking about, brother Malone.
Okay. Jongkor.
Do you think, in
when
your opinion,
you
when
let
Akut is going
yourself,
to go be a rebel based on what's happening?
if you let yourself to be surrounded by rebel, now community, because our president is surrounded by idiots. So if he's surrounded by idiots, when Akut can say, I serve this country. I don't want to be a part of this corruption. I have to leave. Mother, I don't want to put my blood again in my hand. And what you guys doing? I think he said that. That's why now is they try to finding they try to sanction him. What he did, what he said, because he got in half, and it's during, and he's on like 7 years old, and he's going to be guilty game like that. I don't when
your internet is really, really bad, Malone. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, I think I accept that. Because when I is
we can hear you really well.
You can hear me well?
We cannot hear you because they keep cutting, because of the internet. It looks like the network is not cooperating with you.
Okay, I think I should leave you then. Call next person.
Yeah, but stick around. I might bring you back. Go ahead and reboost it. Maybe you refresh it, and it might work. We can go ahead and bring you back. You made a point right there. When Akut, he doesn't want to involve himself. Like, we already hear from Brother Tongyang what has happened in Juba already, A lot of bad things are going on right now. And when Akut made it clear that, you know what, if a non-gunman continue to kill people in Juba, why not? Give me the force, let me patrol, the city and find out who are those one killing people in the middle of the night. Because every single day in the country, people are dying. Especially in Juba, people are dying every single day. People will come and rob you and take your thing away, in the middle of the night, and you are dead. If you say anything, you are dead. So he wanted to find out why these things are going, and situation is getting worse every single day in the country. So I think it was a wise move, because when Akot doesn't want to involve himself, in this bad situation, he has a hope though. All this, he might have been having hope that the government will change, will bring peace, and things can get settled. But it looked like Mr. President is not backing up. Every single day he keep doing the same thing. Whether people are dying, he doesn't care. So that could be the case. That's why Mr. Awenakot, he wanted to withdraw and just start going to Lagos State, because things are going worse. Okay, so let me go ahead and see who else, and we move on. Okay, I see that God, you requested me a lot, and I'm gonna call you right now. I hope you are not driving. I hope you are settling somewhere. Yeah, man. You see, you're driving. That's what I thought so. Because you're always driving.
Hello. Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing good. You're always driving. Huh?
Asma. No, أنا بقى يقعد برا عشان بيت فيه يال بيعملوا إزعاج. So عشان كده بقى يقعد في العربية.
Okay,
Asma,
no problem.
you
Yeah, go
guys
ahead.
declare it today. I keep
You
telling
declare
you.
what?
I keep telling you into G10, into not G10. But then in the
Who tell you
job,
that?
in the job
Who tell you that I'm G10? Am I G10? Did I tell you that I'm G10?
مجموع دون كن مجموع بتاعكم
So,
ده كله ده مجموع بتاع G10.
the, so the
تونجان
one that speak the truth.
ما you already declared it.
Listen, the one that speak the truth is the
أنا
G10.
أقول لك
So the
حاجة.
G10 are the one that speak truth, right? Go ahead.
So you're telling the truth, right?
Of course,
You guys telling
you
truth
know that.
because you are
You know that from the bottom
G10.
of my heart. You know, South Sudan, for Rasna,
Because
for Rasna, for
you're telling
Oyona.
truth because you are G10.
Well, you said
Anyway,
that.
thank you.
I'm asking you a question. I'm
Mm.
saying that. So if someone is telling truth, you think it's a G10. That's what my question to you. You know.
Who was telling truth?
Because we are here, we're concerned.
Asada inaida. Okay. Tongjanga bishwe. Mush gal inu America
Are you going to
ajib
talk about
pagana mo?
Tongjang? Okay, listen. You are here for the topic. And state your position. What do you think? What is your solution? What are you proposing as a concerned citizen? I don't want you to go and talk about somebody. I don't want you to go after somebody. Just you. Is Awerakot next rebel? Is he going to rebel because of what's going on in Juba now? Okay. Also, friend
Jongkor,
in
what
need,
is
indeed is friend indeed. Are you denying the good
Ana,
all that the United States have done to us? Fadal.
I'm not denying. And I'm
Okay.
coming. Ana jai. I'm coming.
Okay.
But
Fadal.
انت ما كنت تقول لي يا اخي ما تتكلم زول يتكلم يعمل ديبيت في تعقيب انا ده ناقب كلامه الكلام اللي هو قاله ده ناقبه ده في اداب بتاع الديبيت هو لو قال حاجه ما عجبني انا بعمله تعقيب
فضل يا أقول.
ما دايرين يعني شوف
This
okay,
forum is open. This forum is open to everybody. Okay? I made it clear. Fadal.
okay, all right. Anyway, انت قلت يا is ويناكوت is next rebel والسؤال
That's the
الثاني
question. I
قلت
said
is
that.
friend indeed is
Yeah.
it's friend
Is
indeed
when Akot is going to be next rebel? He's going to is he going to rebel? Because they've been talking to the president is not listening.
so اي زول في جنوب السودان لما يتكلم against president بالمعنى rebel وهو نفسه ذاته he didn't declare بعدين انت يا قلت ده is going to be next rebel
I asked a
وما قال انا ما شاب rebel.
Listen, there is a difference between question and statement. I said, is Awena Kot going to be next rebel? That's the question. I'm asking question to the public, including yourself. Do you understand?
That's a short answer. It's not going to be rebel.
Yeah, then don't tell me that I said he's a rebel, but I asked a question.
It's not going to be rebel. If my opinion, it's not going to be rebel.
Okay.
We'll never.
Okay, continue.
لأنه وين أكون ما زول بتاع المصلحة إنه بكرة لو شالوه يقوم يطلع يمشي يتمرد زول وطني. بعدين اللي أنت قاعد تقول الفران انديد فران انديد فران انديد. وأنا سامع قبل إنه قلت يا أخي في ناس they deny إنه أمريكا ساعد جنوب السودان. Nobody denied. ما في زول قال أمريكا ما ساعد. Everybody know. لكن عندنا رأي في السياسات بتاعهم. عندنا رأي في السياسات بتاعه تجاه جنوب السودان. عندنا رأي فيه. يعني أنت أصلا الليلة أنت لو ساعدتني.
Do you know what Makwellu had say today? Makwellu had say that America actually in South Sudan, America want to change because he want interest. He want to take our, he want to take our resources. That's what America up to. Do you believe that? Is America after resources in South Sudan?
ما بعيد. ما بعيد
just give me a
ما بعيد.
frank answer. Don't tell me my bait. Just give me a frank answer.
ما قلت لك
Do you think
أمريكا
that's what America needs in the region?
مصلحة. yes لكن ما اويل. ما
What
اويل
it is?
امريكا ما فاضي باويل. في حاجات تانية اغلى من اويل.
Like what?
قاعد في حاجات قاعد انا ما بقوله لكن في حاجات اغلى من اويل.
Can you
امريكا ما
معلش
فاضي باويل.
can you be specific what America need in South Sudan? What do they need in the region? In Sudan.
mineral resources. mineral.
So America
حاجات
doesn't care
yeah.
about security, right? They don't need security in the region. In your opinion, America don't care about the security in the region. Tell America could match Somalia in 90s. Somalia into oil, Somalia into minerals, into oil. When they went there, I'm asking you.
قال لك منو ما عنده.
ده حاجة كان أمريكان عايزين
لانه
هناك.
اسمع موضوع بتاع صوماليا ده حاجه بعيد جدا. الجنرال اللي كان شالوه ده ما كان زول بتاع امريكا ودوه هناك وما جا شالوه برا. شفتها؟ so امريكا عنده interest هناك. عنده interest. we don't know what kind of interest لكن عنده interest.
Yeah, let me tell you, my brother, what is the interest of the United States in the region? The United States is part of the international community. And international community, we have collective responsibility to bring the peace and stability everywhere. So America actually want the region to be stable. It doesn't need any terrorist, movement in the region. And that's why America wants South Sudan to be stable, wants Sudan to be stable, wants Uganda to be stable, wants Somalia to be stable. Don't you realize lately, the last 2 years since Somalia has an election, do you see any movement of Al-Shabaab anymore? When the new government in Somalia actually, it become more, it become more ally with the, let me finish. It become more allies with the United States. Okay? And now, don't you see any progress that happening in Somalia right now? Don't you see that? Somalia now is better than South Sudan a lot of time. Don't you know that? What? So the United States of America, what does need? They need the security. We want to secure the region. That's what they want. That's the interest they're talking about. Because if we are secure, if there is no terrorists there, America is going to be secure too. America is going to be secure too. And that's the interest.
لا ما عندنا terrorists في جنوب السودان. ما عندنا terrorists في جنوب السودان. ما في أفريقيا ده ما في بيوت في
How? Listen.
I go ahead.
How does it start? لما نكون عندك أنان كان منزول بيضربوا ما عارفين منو قتلوا. Nobody knows who killed Abraham Nial. No, listen. Nobody knows.
يطلع متمردين. يطلع متمردين يا بيقتلوا الناس.
No. ناس اللي بيموت في جوبا ده متمردين يا بيقتلهم. أبرام نيال ده
متمردين ودين الحكومة. يا متمردين ودين الحكومة. ناس صابون الخامس. متمردين ودين الحكومة.
I feel bad for you, my brother. Go ahead with your last word. I give you a pass. I give you a free pass this time. Go with the last word.
ده أقول أنا عشان كده أنا ما قاعد بحبش أنا أخش فيديو بتاعك.
Why?
أنت قاعد تستعجل الناس ما بتخلي زول. أنت ما بتخلي زول يتم كلام بتاعه ولا تديه فرصة. المهم أنا ما عندي حاجة لكن بس.
ما عندك حاجة ليه؟
Just go.
I give you a chance.
No خلاص أنا بدي أقول last word. My last word. You guys at مجموعة العشرة ده. You guys make sure. في واحد فيكم ما هيجي. will never لا بقان ولا إعلان. ناس جنوب السودان يعرفوا ده ناس منزات يعدمروا البلد. إذا أمريكا جابوا بالقوة بتاعنا بالقوة بتاعت أمريكا نحن بنكون عندنا رأي.
Listen, I'm not campaigning for Bagan. I'm not campaigning for Majak. I'm not campaigning for John Luke. I'm not campaigning for nobody. I am a concerned citizen of South Sudan. And things are going wrong, and I have to speak about things that are going wrong. And we have to wake up as a citizen. Okay? We have to speak up the truth. So speaking up the truth doesn't mean that I'm supporting Pagano or I'm supporting Elan. You need to understand that, my brother. Okay? So go ahead.
Okay, shukran.
Shukran jazilan, Agud. Thank you for coming on and with your perspective. Yeah. Good to see you, my brother.
Shukran.
All right, let me go ahead here. Chankwat, where are you? Azul bitayo de wenu. Chankwat, I'm calling you. Chankwat gatamarena. So he's adding. Hopefully it's gonna work. Chankwat, I'm calling you now. Hopefully it will work. It's still early morning in Australia. So I don't know, Chankwat is not going through. So how about this? Let me try this. Here you go. How are you, comrade? Hey, good.
You guys are
it's morning there.
about to. You guys have to start a civil war, huh?
No, no civil war. We already have enough. Welcome on board.
Thank you, brother Jongkor. And first of all, thank you so much for inviting me. I think it is the very, very first time. Although we always host the shows, I think it is a very, very first time for you to invite me. And you never join me as well. Sometime when you request, you find me finishing or closing the show. So yeah,
of course,
there is no hard feeling, but thank you so much for inviting me. Let me just get into the topic in which I have read.
Correct.
The first part of it being the question of whether Comrade Awedakot would rebel. Brother Jongkor, over the last 4 or 5 years, we have realized in South Sudan, everybody is a rebel. We are all rebel, including Salva Kiir himself is a rebel. That is my personal opinion, because, people keep their cool. They keep their cool. When things are going okay, they keep their cool. But when you lose your position, or when you lost your position, that is when you will start backing, and that's when you will start talking about the injustices and the wrongdoing of the government. And this is why I came up with a statement couple of weeks ago, and I said that anybody that come out after when they lost their position or when they are dismissed by Salva Kiir, and they would come out and bark and say, "Oh, Salva Kiir is this and that," and they have been with Salva Kiir for the last 4 years, I would not join them. Honestly, I would never. I would only join someone who was there from the start. I would rather join Salva Kiir. If Salva Kiir is a rebel now, I would rather join Salva Kiir because he's the one that was there in the beginning, and he's the one that should also be there in the end. But Brother Jongkor, the question of whether Awedakot will rebel, I don't buy that. I don't think he will be a rebel. He cannot afford to be a rebel. Why? Because if you follow the history of what we call JCE members today, the JCE that we have been crying for on the issue concerning South Sudan, you would agree with me that Comrade Awedakot have got a big hand in it. He has played a tremendous role in how JCE should be founded and formed, and he also have ideas as to why JCE was formed. So I believe this guy have got JCE mentality in his heart, and he will never betray that. He can disagree with Salva Kiir. He will disagree with Salva Kiir. They know themselves very well. But for him to take up arms against Salva Kiir regime, I will not buy that. You will not rebel. That's the answer I will give you. Second, in terms of
but with
what was the second part?
We still with the with the frustration that's going on now. When I could have asked the president, a lot of people are dying in Juba. He wanted to patrol Juba himself because there's an issue of a non-gunman. President is not listening, and you know that President Kiir, is not like when you have disagreement with you. When you try to advise him and telling him, hey, Mr. President, this thing is wrong, and so and so, you become the enemy number one. Don't you think that will trigger when I could to do something?
And Brother Jongkor, thanks again. What I have mentioned earlier, I have said that everybody in South Sudan is a rebel. The only thing that determines you to be in the bush today and what determines you to be in Juba today is a question of who do you support and who you don't support, and which position do you have in Juba regime and which position you don't have. If you lose your position today in Juba regime, you will actually find a loopholes to get away from Juba. And when you sneak outside Juba, then you will join a different rebel group. Okay, look at it. Look at the current oppositions. The current opposition, especially those who have defected recently, they defected because they have lost their positions. They defected because they have lost their jobs. And some of them are intimidated because when you lose your job, that is your security in Juba. When you work under Salva Kiir regime, your security is your job and the role you play in that regime. Once you are out of your position, then you will ask yourself question as to who is going to be your security. Where will your security come from? And therefore, that is why a lot, when they lost their post, they find a way to get outside Juba, and when they are outside Juba, they will join force with other opposition groups. So actually, my answer to you, Brother Jongkor, everybody, yep.
With that point, actually, you make that when people lost the position, and then they start going out. Recently, we have Paul Malone, the so-called deposed king. Paul Malone. From here, I have spoken about him many times, because even though Paul Malone is the same face of the coin with the president here, he was a protector. He was the one that intimidated people of Northern Barkazal. If you didn't say yes, and then you have no way out. If you didn't say yes, you can fly in to a, you cannot go there. So, and that's why I asked, in my last, video, what is his objectives anyway? Because he's a protector. He just wanted to revenge against President Kiir, and he's going to revenge those he's going to use to die. And why do we need to be used as a tobacco all the time, especially people of Madingawood? Because they, when Kiir need a tobacco, so he can just feel high, it will use us, and all of a sudden when the tobacco is no longer, you make him high, and then he will spit it out. You see what I'm talking about?
Yes, you are a tobacco and you have to be smoked.
So they can feel high.
Anyway, thank you for putting a smile on my face.
Okay. We can move to next one.
Right. Look,
so the next one.
Yes, Brother Jongkor, let me finish on the point of our Wedakot and all the other defectors. Sure. I think our Wedakot is just telling us his anger that he has been hiding for so many years. Inside Juba regime, Brother Jongkor, as easy as we speak today, you and I can speak freely because we are in an atmosphere or environment where we are, our free wills are respected. If you and I would be in Juba today, we would not be speaking like this. Therefore, anybody inside Juba, in my view, in my view, they are always under constant security threat. And therefore, they have to watch what they are saying. They have to watch their move. And they have also to hide their anger and disappointment. Because somebody like Awedakot, the only reason as to why he's talking today is because he knows, regardless of what, Salva Kiir cannot do anything to him. Because follow the history very well. These people, they are the same elites. They are the same mind that gave birth to JCE. So Awedakot cannot be threatened by Salva Kiir. Otherwise, Salva Kiir, what he will do today is try to incorporate the negativity that have been publicly, said by Awedakot. And in the next few days, there will be a little bit of change due to the activity of Awedakot. So I will not buy the notion that Awedakot will rebel simply because he's angered. He's just disappointed, okay, but he will still be there. So what is the next one? Because I want to finish soon, so you can invite our fellow.
Yeah, no problem. The next one, actually, I did on purpose because today I was listening on one of the interviews. Makoilu, as usual, you know how he speak, the man with the different character. So, and that's why I came with this. Friend indeed is friend in need. Is the United States enemy of South Sudan? Because he quote that the United States actually, he wanted to do regime change. And the United States actually is looking after its own interest in the region. And the United States actually doesn't care about the South Sudan. Why don't we acknowledge the good that if you did something good to me, I have to acknowledge that you have done. And are we sincere that the United States is looking for its interest in South Sudan? So that's why I came up with this. Your analogy, please.
Okay. With respect to your agenda, I will say here that those of Kwalmanyang, those of Makoilweth, the likes of Salva Kiir, and anybody, including those of Riagach and all this, we know them. We know what they are capable in saying. They can say anything they want. It is something that we have gotten use of over the last 4 years. But in terms of what Comrade Kwalmanyang have said, I think it is just out of curiosity. These people, they are so desperate. They know that the international community have left them because of what they have done in the last 4 or 5 years. No one is trusting them anymore. So therefore, when you are pushed to a cliff and you are about to die, you will do whatever it takes. You can bubble anything you want. You can throw any punch you like. But at the end of the day, you will still be pushed down the cliff. This is where Juba regime is as we speak. They try to go to certain countries. All they find is nothing, because they have been portrayed now as killers of South Sudanese. They have been portrayed now as untrustworthy partners. They have been branded as people that cannot, be capable of ruling the citizens and the nation of South Sudan. So therefore, the only way for them now is to say whatever they want to say, because at the end of the day, they know that they are only left. They are between the point of dying and between the point of having a breath of life. Therefore, what they can do is they can just bubble anything out, hoping that it will actually bring a change, a relief that will allow them to see the next day. So what Comrade Kwalmanyang have said is nothing so different to what Salva Kiir can say. It is not also different to what Makoilweth would say. But all in all, the international community are fed up with these people. They are fed up with atrocities committed and continues to be committed over every day. Every day in South Sudan, people are dying, whether they are dying through gunshots or hunger or diseases. These are, pointed on the regime itself. Because when your own government, a government that you once portray as your government, turn guns on you and turn the suffering on you, that will kill you. Even if you are bitten by a snake, that will be written under the government. Because if the government did not dislodge you from your own houses, from your own homes, from your own areas, maybe that snake will not travel thousands of kilometers to come and bite you in your own house. So all these things that we are witnessing on a daily basis, these are attributed to the government itself. Personally, I do not recognize Juba regime as a government. I recognize it as a regime because a regime is, it is a body that is only governing certain individuals or certain interests. But when there is a government is a government for the people and by the people. And it should invest much on the interests of the people, not on the interests of those who are working in the regime. But if you look at it, Brother Jongkor, half of our population is dislodged outside South Sudan, and then maybe a quarter of our population is now housed in the POCs across the nation. And there you sit in Juba, in what we call J1 today, and you claim to be a government, and you claim to be a president, when half of your population is being fed through international donors. It should be a shame. If I was a president, I should be ashamed. I should be ashamed, Brother Jongkor. Therefore,
and that's what I said.
With respect to your agenda, what Kwal Manyang have said, it is just an anger that has been hidden. Sometimes when your heart is so filled with anger, when you are so angry for so long, and you pretend to be a cool guy, to be a servant of the people, but at the end of the day, you will just find yourself, bubbling it up without even knowing. Look at
you
look
cannot
at our
handle it.
fellow
You
brother.
cannot take it anymore.
You cannot hide it no more, because it is either it's going to kill you or it will actually force itself to come out. Look at Atenywe. Couple of days ago, you heard what he said. Yes. For so many months, we have been talking of Dr. Riek Machar being assassinated, or people wanted to assassinate him in Juba, and they have been denying this. Remember, Atenywe was the one that also said that Salva Kiir saved Riek Machar, and he also said if there was God on that day, Riek Machar God was Salva Kiir. Now believe this again. After so many months of denial, Atenywe himself came out and he said that we used 5 million or more trying to assassinate Dr. Riek Machar. And we gave this money to Malonga, and the banks of South Sudan were left open 24 hours and night to assassinate Dr. Riek Machar. You see, this has been buried in him for so long, but it reached to a point where when Malong left, he has to spit it out. And spitting it out is another negativity toward the Juba regime. So, Brother Jongkor, what Kwal Manyang have said, it is nothing new. We all know them. We all know them one by one. We know them one by one. And to conclude my opinions, anybody,
before you conclude,
whether it is
before you conclude, the question that the notion that the United States actually is looking for its own interest in South Sudan. That's why I brought in the friend in need. United States, we know, is the United States that put a lot of pressure in 2005 until we signed comprehensive peace agreement. It's the same the United States that put a lot of pressure on Bashir, so the process of referendum can take place. It's the same United States that put a lot of pressure, help in 90s to breach, from Nairobi, Khartoum, to drop the food for the SPLM soldier, to drop the food for ordinary South Sudanese people. Do you buy the ideas that the United States just is looking for their own interest in South Sudan? Do you buy that? And what can you do to a friend? Would you acknowledge friends that have helped you, or you will just, throw the friend under the bus?
Personally, I do not buy that. Excuse me. Personally, I don't buy that. I am a good supporter of America. Even way before, even way before we had this civil war, I believe USA or the America and the rest of the international community, especially countries like Norway, those countries that have gone extra mile to make sure Southern Sudan would be a nation of its own, is something that we should recognize. We must recognize the fact that South Sudan, was it not for the effort of the America and the effort of other countries like maybe the Troika country like the UK and the Norway, it might have been very, very difficult for us to actually have a country, Brother Jongkor. And in this life, I have grown up to learn that, when somebody lends you a helping hand at your lowest point and help you to actually get to a point where you can be capable of actually sustaining your own life, I think it is imperative, it is a respectful manner that you should always, have respect for that person.
Correct.
We cannot afford to be helped. And when we actually get to our two feet and we are at a point of helping ourselves, then we turn a blind eye on those people that actually help us to usher in our independence. So I respect America, I respect Troika, I respect UK, I respect any international community or country that have played a significant role in ushering an independence to the people and the nation of South Sudan. And therefore, I cannot side with anybody that is trying to move away from those who have helped us at our lowest point. Because personally, for example, like myself, for me to be in this position that I am in today, for me to be able to be educated, for me to be able to, to sustain my life and get, afford to work and find food to put on the table for myself and my children, somebody have worked hard for me. Somebody have worked extremely hard for me to be where I am today.
Correct.
And if I were to be somebody, it is also so respectful. It is part of humanity that I should recognize that person. And I always do. Why are we trying to turn away? Why are we running away from people that actually gave us the nation that we call South Sudan today? Some of you at the time when America was struggling to make sure South Sudan is a country, you were nobody. You were nobody. Like personally, I would say I was nobody, because I was running from the gunships of the Antelope at the time. We were dislodged. We ran to other foreign countries and we were fed by the UN. Now that we have a country, and you, Brother Jongkor, can be proud of, you can now board a plane. If we have peace, you can just jump on the plane and you go apply for a job and you get it and you work in your country and you be proud that you have a nation. But who is that? Who are those countries? Who are those friends of South Sudan that actually help us? During our struggle, there was a name that we never forget. We used to have friends of South Sudan. Where are they today?
You know that, Jongkor? Sometimes I feel like, is it ignorance or our people don't know the history? Because when someone say, oh, the Western will never bring any change, the Western will never do anything. Oh, we've been fighting 21 years and we never get any help from the Western. I do recall the speech of late Dr. Jongkor when he came to Washington and gave that very famous, speech in United States Congress. And he said, we live in ocean of confusion. And then one congressman from Tennessee asked him, what do you mean we live in ocean of confusion? And he said, when you go to the East, the West will think you are pro-Eastern. And when you come to the West, and then the East will think that you actually was the West. Look, those who think that United States, it didn't care about us, well, in 70s, Jafar Mohammed Nimeri was the president of Sudan, and he has a good relationship with the United States of America. And that's why we have even tanks called Reagan, you know, that time. They were attacking SPLA so bad. And there was no room for Dr. John Garang to come in the United States and establish that relationship during the early 80s. It wasn't possible. So John Garang went to the East. He went with the Soviet Union. And that's why he explained to the US Congress that we went to the East. Actually, we need help. That's why we went there. But we are not pro-East. Okay? What we need a social democratic change in Sudan. So we can have life, we can have justice, liberty, prosperity for our people. That's why our case was perceived, you know, was perceived with the United States, and then they were able, you know, to extend their hands, you know. But they had a doubt. They used to think that we were a communist, but we were not communists, right? So those who think that the United States actually didn't help, brother, we fought 21 years, of course, yes. But without help of the United States, we wouldn't even have a country. Let us admit it and let us speak the fact.
Yeah.
CPA didn't come through just only bullet. Yes, we fought bullet, but came through the pressure from international community. Enough is enough, and they pushed al-Bashir to the edge until al-Bashir and Ali Osman Mamataha were able to sign the comprehensive peace agreement. We have to admit this. These are the facts, and they followed through. All right? President Obama put a lot of pressure so the referendum committee can be formed. And that's why al-Bashir cooperated. Without that, we wouldn't have a country. I don't know. That's why I said, is it ignorant? But we just forgotten something happened yesterday. It's not too long ago.
Yeah.
It's not too long ago for these people to forget and say, oh, the West. What West you talking about? It's the same West that fed you in Kakuma. It's the same West that fed people in Jabaron, in Khartoum, in Mayol, in Jabal Awliya. Okay, it's the same West that fed us all across South Sudan. They were the one, the Church of England, the Jewish lobby in the United States, the evangelicals in the United States. They are the one that care and supported the people of South Sudan. Because we have been humiliated, we have been marginalized. Why don't we see this? Why are we turning blind eye to those who helped us yesterday, not too long ago? And they don't need anything from you. They just want us to be just to our people. They just want us to act like a human. They just want us to do the right thing so we can grow and love one another and have a country. Why is this? We can get out of this ignoring us thing and we feel like we are grown up. You know, it's really frustrating to me. I feel so bad. You know, when I hear intellectual, when I see some people, they don't want to learn. They don't want to do the right thing. Oh, the West. What is the West? They are the same people yesterday, you know, bringing you the oil, say USA. Bringing you others and all these things, and milk, and clothes, all right, and batania. You know that the blanket, the one that itchy, you know. But you know what? It protects us from that cold. But you can say to that person, thank you for doing that to me. It didn't fall from heaven. They acted because they knew that you are a human and you are a brother and there is need to help you. So you can stand up on your feet. And one day you are going to take care of your child, you are going to take care of your children and your people. I'm sorry, just give you a last word so we can move on.
Well, wow. I think, brother Jongkor, you have mentioned few important points there. But what I can, you know, say in regard to all that you have just mentioned, I will not probably just summarize them all. But what I can give as my opinion, yes, I agree with you that our people are full of ignorance. And not only that, they are full of ignorance, I believe also that we have hypocrites. We have so many hypocrites that does not want to know, that knows the truth, but they don't want to accept and practice the truth. You know, people like Brother Agwad, who constantly say America is this and that, This is a mentality that we don't want, brother Jongkor. That America, as you mentioned, yes, at the time, during Nimeri, America might have got a different understanding of our conflict at the time. You know, because sometimes when a conflict is arising, you can also take an experience on how we have, you know, of how we have been in civil war now for 4 years. It took the international community at least 2 years to find out exactly what is really going wrong in South Sudan.
Yes.
Why are people fighting? Initially, the environment was infiltrated with the word that it was a war between Dinka and Nuer. And if so was a war between Dinka and the Nuer, even the South Sudanese tribe were bribed. They were blackmailed into a war that they never understand. And that is why some people, you know, took a back seat and they say, let us relax and see exactly what is really happening. And when everything panned out, when everything happened, then that is where things became clear that, oh, guys, this is not a war between Dinka and Nuer. This is a war between those who want change, those who want transformation, those who want to see new ideas in the government, and those who want to be cocooned in those, you know, in those imperial mannerism, those who want to live in a world of their own, that they don't want to understand what is killing or what is affecting the grassroots communities. Remember, when Dr. Riek Machar led that delegation before 2013 situation or conflict, what happened? What was the foundings of those delegations when they came out? When they came back, they report to the government that we found from the grassroots that people are no longer trusting us anymore. And if we were to have elections today, we, the ruling party, will lose the election. You see, this is where all this came out. So what I'm trying to say here, brother Jongkor, all you have mentioned are facts. They are true. America have got a different interest at the time during Nimeri. But they came to realize as the war was happening and the war was continuing for years and years, they were saying, oh, guys, you know, oh, guys, we might have supported the wrong people.
Yes, they stopped drilling right
We
away.
might have supported the wrong people. You know, and then remember also when there is a regime change or when there is a government, a new president come with different agendas, with different interests. You can even see now with the case of Trump and Obama. When Obama was in power, Obama was approaching the case of Syria differently. They were even the ones supporting the ISIS in the first place. But now, what has happened? The new president have took a different turn, and he said, "No, these are the wrong group. Let us destroy them both." You see, so let us not base our argument on a gone case of Nimeri and the America at the time. Let us come to the conclusive years when we were, when we are achieving our independence. Who was there? Who was there to pressure the government in the Sudan government to accept peace? Otherwise, they would be destroyed. Who did that? It's America.
Yes.
Troika, including the Norway and the UK, are the one that did that. You cannot come and tell me that I cannot side with America because of the fact that back in the day they supported Nimeri. Well, Nimeri is a gone case, and then we have al-Bashir, and then we have new presidents over the years in America, and then there was a change of mind, and they say no. Bush said no, this guy is a problem, and this country must come out. Bush said South Sudan must come out. That South Sudanese must be allowed to have their own country. Let them have their own choice. So we have to recognize this, brother Jongkor. We are not saying that America should come to South Sudan and play the interest. No, Even me, if America come to South Sudan and play the interest and give me a president that I did not choose, I will not be supporting it. What we are saying here, we are saying that let us not play down the significance of America. And yes, indeed, when America was advocating for South Sudan to be a nation, they have an interest. The interest is to make sure South Sudan is part of the East African community, is part of a security in East Africa. Because if America have got a security partners in eastern part of Africa, then they will have a role to play to the rest of the African countries.
Correct.
But if America is a playground to play the interest in the region of Africa, then of course, or in the continent of Africa, then of course they will not be there. They will be outplayed by China and all the other international communities. Yes, indeed, they had interest. Their interest is to make sure peace and instability. There is peace and stability in the region of East Africa, in order for them to actually use their democracy, their preaching of democracy to the rest of the African countries. But they cannot do that if South Sudan continue to be instabilized or destabilized.
Yes.
So yes, I agree with you. The interest of America is peace and security. Peace means there has to be a stable environment for America to preach the agenda of democracy. But if South Sudan continue to be like this, of course America will step in, because they don't want billions of, or maybe trillion. They don't want the trillion of dollars that they have wasted or that they have poured on South Sudan to be a wasted commodity. They want it to be seen in a way that democracy is in South Sudan, environment is conducive for international community to come to South Sudan and invest. America cannot just come to South Sudan, guys, and take our oil, for God's sake. Why do we want to be portrayed as the international community as people that don't know anything?
That's not right.
A country like America cannot just come to South Sudan and carry the oil away, for God's sake.
No way. Yeah.
So brother Jongkor, our people need to be aware, and shows like this, there are people that actually on daily basis learn one thing from one person and add it to the next person tomorrow. And a change will come. Eventually change will come to the people of our country. Our countrymen have been tribalized. We have been grown in a culture of tribal mannerism. This is what I always put it. I always say that we have been cocooned in tribal politics and tribal mannerism, where even your own culture, it has been enshrined as a tribal thing. Instead of you being proud of your culture as a Dinka, you have to go and advertise it in a way that will portray a manner of a tribal politics or tribal mannerism. As a Nuer, instead of me being proud as a Nuer or being created as a Nuer, because God did not make a mistake, for creating you as a Dinka, for creating me as a Nuer.
Correct.
But this is not a weapon that you and I should use to make your life unbearable, to make my life unbearable. It is a weapon that we should use to actually make our country a better place for you and I to live in. And let me conclude by saying this. Maybe you can ask something you want, but let me conclude my opinion by saying this. We South Sudanese must have to come back to our senses. We must come back to our senses that you were born a Dinka, and you should be proud of that, because God never made a mistake of creating you as a Dinka.
Yes.
I was born a Nuer, and God did not make a mistake either. You were born a Kakwa, a Fujulu, a Fertit, a Zande, and all those brilliant tribes of South Sudan. Regardless of majority and minority, you should use your tribe as a weapon to make sure South Sudan is a better place to live in. Because during our old days, a Dinka can travel left, you can leave a Dinka land and you can come to Nuer land and you will find a hospitable manner. You will find a very good hospitality in the Nuer land. And when Nuer guy leave Nuer land and goes to a Dinka community or a Dinka area, he will be awarded with the same hospitality that the nature demand. Where is that? Where have it gone over the years? Now when you see a Dinka crossing a border, you just want to kill him because he's a Dinka. Where is that heart of humanity that we have seen over the years? Where is that heart of humanity that made Garang, came to the Nuer land? He was hospitalized by a Nuer guy. He was fed by a Nuer woman, and he took control of the power within the Nuer land. Where is that spirit? Where did it go on over the years? I think what happened was that we have allowed tribal mannerism to take control of our innermost layers. We have let people preach the wrong message to us, and we have actually housed that wrong message. We have brewed, those wrong messages, and that is why I always say that my fellow countrymen from within the Dinka community, some of them or majority have been grown up with lies that so and so have killed your uncle, so and so from Nuer have killed your cousin. And even on the part of Nuer, there are people that have been grown up in that kind of manner. And today, if these people are men like you and I, what will they do? They will destroy each other. They will kill themselves. Because throughout the childhood years to the maturity years, all they have known is negative about so and so. It is about time that we have to change ourselves. We cannot change our tribe. No, I cannot change who I am. I am a Nuer and I am proud of it. You cannot change who you are. You are a Dinka and you should be proud of it. But can I use the Nuerism, the Nuer, to destroy all the other tribes? No, I am against that kind of manner. Can you use Dinka mannerism to destroy other South Sudanese? No, I totally refused it. What I encourage is that you must use your tribe as a means to make sure South Sudan is a great place to live in. We should all use our tribe to make sure South Sudan is a beautiful country for tourism. Because my culture is something that will attract tourism. Your culture is something that will attract tourism. And then in the end, all these revenues that we can generate, will enhance the South Sudan that we want. We'll build road, we'll build hospital, we'll make sure a South Sudanese child have got food to eat. But when we destroy our tribes, when we destroy our pride, which is our culture, and our tribe, in the name of what we call self-gain, self-interest, in the end, we are all going to be the losers. You will die, I will die, but we will always be the losers. Salva Kiir will die. He is not going to stay on this earth for 20 years or 30 years because of his age. Let us face the truth. But the realities remain that a certain tribe destroys other tribes. And our country will be destabilized for years. But we can save it, Brother Jongkor. We can save it. The only reason as to why I am very optimistic is that we Southern Sudanese know where we came from, how far we have traveled. We have fought this war together. We have suffered together. We have bled and died together.
Mm-hmm.
And if there is any success that we want today, we must bring it all together, all of us.
Yes.
Thank
you, Jongkor.
Yes. If there is any success that we have to bring to our nation, it must be our collective responsibility.
Correct.
There is no single hand. Salva Kiir will never bring stability and peace to South Sudan himself. No. Riek Machar cannot do that by himself. The rest of our comrades, including those who are now part of the opposition groups, they will never bring peace and stability in South Sudan by themselves. They need you, they need I, they need all of us. And how can we get this? We must get this through a peaceful negotiation where all of us, our interest is South Sudan.
Yes.
I do not support America. If they come up and say, Riek Machar is here, we must make him a president. I cannot support that. And Riek Machar will never accept that. Because Riek Machar wants South Sudanese to determine who their president is going to be. Riek Machar does not want to be imposed on South Sudanese, no. And so should any other. Any other body out there must be a person whose interest is South Sudan. And anyone that will lead us must come from us, and we will be the one that choose that person. Mm-hmm. Not any nation. But what we need now, because our country is so divided, what we want now is peace. And how can we get peace? We will get peace through a peaceful process with a mediator in between, because we have lost trust among ourselves.
Yes.
I cannot trust my security under Salva Kiir, and Salva Kiir will never trust his security on me. But we need a mediator in between so that we can be on balance, on parity terms. And we go back to our country, brother Jongkor, and build our country and make our country peaceful and great. And you and I can sit on one table as brothers and sisters, and cherish our hard work, cherish our heart for independence, cherish, the fruits of our labor. And until when we all advocate for an inclusive peace process, there will be no peace in South Sudan. When we continue to advocate for certain individuals to be excluded, I honestly believe that peace will never return. Because these individuals have got people that are supporting them 100%. Whether they are wrong or right, they are being supported by millions. And all we need is to make sure for us to peel off those supporters, for us to educate those supporters, for us to make sure those supporters understand what we call a nationhood. That you are not allegiance to an individual, but you should pay your allegiance to your nation.
Yes.
All we need to do is to bring these people together, and then it will take time. Gradually, we will peel off this mannerism of paying allegiance to a certain person because he's from your tribe. We'll peel it off. And in the next 10 years, we will be left with South Sudan, whereby citizens are paying allegiance to their flag, are paying allegiance to their nation. And they will all die to protect their flag and their nation. This is what I believe. But for now, we just need all of us to sit on a brotherhood, on the table of brotherhood in a peace process, with mediators in between. And let us be honest. G10 must be honest. IO must be honest. All the other estranged group must be honest. Juba regime must be honest, and we will give up certain demand, and Juba regime will give up certain demand, and all the other opposition group will also give up certain demand. And there we will have peace, and then justice and accountability, it takes time. We must make sure after peace justice and accountability is conducted. Because we do not want this culture of impunity to be practiced or continue to be practiced in South Sudan. We must make sure people are punished and hold accountable for what they have done wrong. Okay, and then our country will be great country. We will only be allegiance and pay allegiance to our flag and our founding document, which is the South Sudan that we call our country. We cannot continue to advocate after that peace process. Once we have peace in South Sudan, we will never continue to advocate for paying allegiances to individuals. We will then take up a campaign where we will campaign for paying allegiance to our country, paying allegiance to our flag, in which we all died and suffered for. That is all I can tell you, Brother Jongkor.
Well, Jongkor, you said it all. This is a real patriotic. That's what we want. I hear tremendous word from you. We need it through peaceful negotiation, peaceful process, so we can build a nation. Thank you, my brother, for coming in and have your perspective. A lot of people are benefiting from what you have said. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Brother Jongkor. I'll keep watching. Thank you. Thank you.
No problem. You have a wonderful day.
Okay.
Let me go ahead here and see. That's Brother Chankwat from Western Australia. So he has spoken. A lot of good things there we can learn from him and benefit. Let me see here who else has requested. So many people. That's good. Yeah. So now, okay, your net was not working very well, Malone. I'm going to try one more time because you didn't finish your thought. I'm going to try to bring you in, and hopefully, I don't know now how many minutes, because I was thinking I want to, oh, I've been doing this for 2 hours. Wow. So I'm calling you now, Malone. I hope internet will cooperate so you can come in. Okay. Brother Malone. So I'm calling you. I hope it's going to work for you because you've been waiting for a long time. And so you look like it's not accepting, Malone. I really apologize, my brother. I wanted to bring you so you can have your perspective. But unfortunately, the internet is not cooperating for you right down there. Okay, it looked like, oh yeah, it failed. It connected and then fell. I'm sorry. So let me go ahead here and see who requested next. And we move on from here. I do see Jacob Ottal. Jacob Ottal, you requested also. I'm going to go ahead and call you. Hopefully it will work. This is a special episode. So, from Concerned Citizen of South Sudan. Go ahead and start.
Hey, hello?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm trying to put the TV volume on. كيف يا جونكور؟
الحمد لله. أخبارك؟
وتعامل كيف هناك في يوتا؟ cold تنسينا؟
Actually, now
Is this cold
I'm
there?
in Utah now. I am in Seattle.
Okay.
I am in a mission.
Okay, good luck
I am
there.
in a mission, so.
Okay. Good. المهم كل حال أنتوا كويسين؟
We are doing very well there. تفضل.
Yeah. So the topic is about أمنا اسمنا.
Yeah, اتكلمنا عن Wedakot. Is Wedakot going to rebel? Is he going to be a next rebel? That was one question. And then the second also, friend indeed is friend in need. So I need your perspective from both. Hello?
Specify a bit on a friend. I understood the on the side.
Yeah, and the reason actually I brought the friend indeed is friend in need is because there is a notion from South Sudanese official that the United States actually is looking for its own interest in South Sudan. So, but I made an argument always. The United States actually need the interest that is looking for is security in the region, because if the region is secure and is not involved the terrorists, and then the United States will gain that interest as well, you know. So go ahead, you know, and give me your
Yeah,
perspective for both, so we
yeah.
can move on.
Yeah, concerning with new
With
development
Accord, yes.
in J1 or in Juba Rock, I think, you know, we must learn something from by now, because political culture in our country has become the norm of the day. The reason I'm saying this, whenever somebody fall out with the regime, and then they come out and and begin to criticize, that would that result backflash from the regime, because the policy that regime is using in Juba this day is almost similar to what Italian mafia used to have. Whenever one of their own leave the group, they either eliminate you or otherwise they don't want you to vote you.
Probably is a gangs or a thug life. So that you are with the group, and then if you are no longer with the group, and then we got to get rid of you.
Yeah, because the reason, when you know the Indian group, how they operate and how they plan, how they do the thing. So for you to be out there to saying things, I think will put the regime at a halt. That they don't want even Daniel Awed.
So
I don't know.
So
whatever.
Do you think was frustration that Daniel Awed has gone through, because Daniel Awed actually not too long ago I heard from some, and brother Tongjang as a testimony here on the program have said Daniel Awed actually asked President Kiir to be giving some troops so he can patrol Juba, because people have been dying from unknown gunmen, and he wanted to find out who is killing the people every single day, because there is no answer from the government. You know, the Interior Ministry doesn't have an answer. They never capture people who kill people in the middle of night and rob them. So he asked the president so he can patrol. And then the president said that this is not your job. And they are not fixing it.
Yeah.
So when Akut now is getting frustrated,
Yeah.
Do you think that's going to lead to a rebellion?
No, I would not hesitate to give you an answer. I don't think Daniel Wade would rebel, would become a rebel. No, because remember now, he used to be a former detainee.
No, he wasn't detained. No,
oh, really? Okay.
The one that was detained from Lake State actually was Tong Chol Mea.
Tong Chol, like that. Yeah. Sorry. So no, I don't think Daniel Awed will
become rebel.
Will rebel. The reason why the regime in Juba would not allow him even to leave Juba.
Okay.
I don't know whether he's still in the country or is under the Romans already saying he's under our arrest.
Potentially.
That's for two reasons. Yeah, he would not have a chance to leave the country. The regime would not let him to leave the country, and therefore he would not have a chance to become rebellious. If indeed he intends to become, he probably would rather join Paul Malone. It's possible. Yeah, but for his own to launch a faction, I doubt it, to be honest, Jongkor. So, and I don't even sure, I'm not even sure whether the regime in Juba would allow them to leave the country. That should be also, people should have to take a note of that. Now, because as I said earlier, I'm not really happy with the way the political culture in our country, whereby whenever I lose my position, then I rebel. You know? That culture is not going to take us anywhere.
And that's why
because it becomes a circle. It becomes a circle.
And that's why I made it clear when Malone, formed whatever, he formed. I said, well, Malone, yesterday you were a protector. You were a part of that system. So now you're declaring that you're going to fight that government. What is your objective actually? Because you were there. If you were not kicked out, you wouldn't even, declare that you wanted to fight or you wanted to do something. So I don't get it. I don't get it.
Yeah, that political culture of becoming critics to again the regime. Whenever yesterday you were cheering, drinking a meal with them, so it's not going to take heart. So that means if you are not removed, you will not give a damn about what. I'm sorry for the language. You not care about what the regime is doing, because even some of the opposition now, core. If we really say the truth, they were.
So now
to
move on, brother, because it's getting late. To move on.
Okay. So the answer is not gonna launch a rebellion. Period.
Okay.
And then the second, the regime would not simply leave him. Now, with the regard of friend is indeed, yeah. Coming to the American, we know very well, and I think brother the guy who spoke early mentioned this, that alaqa bitana ma America label bita when. We know that from the way we came from. It was John Donpos, who at the time was the ambassador of the United Nations during the Bush, who insists that the UN should leave New York for purpose of peace between Sudan and South Sudan in Nairobi. For the first time for several decades, UN went and set a meeting in Nairobi. All of us could recall, during 2002, 2001. So America has invested a lot in for the freedom of our people, not directly militarily, but material and even support from the world state. So I don't see how we turn now to say, especially I'm talking to regime in Juba, how you return now and say this American is driven by interest. How much Jamaat will spend? If it was not the United States, the referendum would have not taken place. We know that. It was the United States who purchased Bashir, and plus the change in the Middle East when they removed Saddam Hussein and they thought, America now is wild, we better respond, So that's why those of Bashir, those of Taya, as you mentioned, decided to go on with talk and eventually conclude a comprehensive peace agreement. This is true there, Jama. So now, whenever people see now they become critical again, Akun Midana, people say, America now driven my interest. I don't think this is true. Compared to what they have done, what they have sacrificed for the cause of our people, and for the mission to achieving a referendum in South Sudan. So those who are making argument that America is driven by interest, they have interest in a not direct interest, material interest, but for the security to be a friendly country to America that also will keep a high, for other things, for security reason in the region. Especially we being a part of Sudan, we understand the culture of Middle East politics and the language superior along commanding the language in the Junubin. I think America is very interested. They would be a good friend. In that sense, I believe America that where American interests lie. Okay. It's security, their own security in the region and their eyes in the region. So I don't think America is now driven by interest trying to. So I don't think so.
I think you give all the answer, brother. Thank you so much, for coming on today and add your contribution and your perspective here. I really appreciate you. I want to move on because I have more people waiting as well, so I can bring them in because it maybe I have less than 30 minutes and then we'll be able, to call it off, to call a day, because this is
quick point I want to make. I don't know your show or your device or whatever the system. For some reason, I think that comment are blocked. Sometimes I don't know for some reason because I have noticed
the comment
several times.
You don't see the comment?
No, you cannot. You cannot on my site. I cannot.
Well,
It look
I
like.
do see the comment, and a lot of people, they do comment too. They write, and maybe you need to check it. Either you mute the messaging. If you mute the messaging and then the comment will not come up, go and check it with your device.
Yeah. Otherwise, you guys are doing good. Keep to voting out, some truth and then enlightenment of our people, because it is necessary for you, for others, and myself and others to continue to, sensitizing, the reality and the way forward that our country need to take the path of, that can bring the future.
Thank you.
So thank you.
Thank you. You have a good night, brother. Thank you
you
so much for your contribution. Okay, so we move on. I'm going to go ahead and check the list. But before I go and check the list, I want to answer this brother here, Cohin Blackbird. So, Mr. Blackbird, yes, we are not expert. But the expert